Welcome to Nimin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators. Have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. If you're watching this on the replay, I do want to let you know that we have timestamps down in the video description where you can quickly and easily jump to whatever part of the stream that you would like. You can see all the questions that were answered down there, and you can just jump around if you would like to, or you can sit back and you can just listen and you can learn a lot about YouTube. With that out of the way, when I say that we are answering your YouTube questions, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D.
How you doing? How was your week, everybody? Hope you had a great week. Hope you hit those milestones. Hope you are coffeeed up. So you guys had a time zone switch on that side of the world. So you were an hour earlier. So we had to come in here an hour earlier to accommodate you beautiful people.
Yep. That's how we roll.
I hope you are wide awake and caffeinated. Let me know in the chat. We are.
Yep. Shout out to coffee.
Shout out to coffee. Tango in the kitchen. How you doing, Ed? How you doing? Good to see everybody in here.
Yep. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. What's going on, Chantel? What's going on, Jerry? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. So we have a little bit of YouTube news today. Not too much, but we do have a little bit of YouTube news today. So when it comes to YouTube, Neil Mohan put out a tweet.
Can I just tell you that sounds like a super fake name?
What, Neil Mohan?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It does, doesn't it?
It kind of does. Yeah, like a spy name
of
some kind.
Totally, like an undercover.
Okay, so here's your passport. Your name is Neil Mohan. Remember this. Neil Mohan.
Neil Mohan.
You are the CEO of YouTube.
Right. You were born in 1964.
Right.
Your wife's name is Emma. Right.
That would be funny if you nailed all of those things. Right? Like if they were all like
your
the
son's name is Eric. Your daughter's name is Jenna.
So here, let me zoom in on this so I can just so I can show you guys. So basically, what is going on here when it comes to this bit of YouTube news?
Are you sharing it?
Is if you look right here, you will see.
Can't see anything.
Coming up.
Hey, Brand, how you doing?
Yeah, right here. So Neil Mohan, he let us know 20 hours ago. He said, exciting news. As of this week, all YouTube creators can now upload 50 megabyte thumbnails up from 2 megabyte. And so basically now your thumbnails can look really nice and high resolution on TVs. Now with this, to my understanding, there still is a mobile limitation. So if you are uploading from a desktop, then you get this, we'll call it privilege. But if you are uploading from a phone, to my understanding, you are still stuck at the 2 megabyte limit at this moment in time. Now, I'm sure they'll change that in the future, but as of right now, if you're on a phone, you are still stuck at that 2 megabyte limit. But for people that are on computers, you are good to go for uploading high quality 4K thumbnails, which brings me to something else that I want to share with you. So let me get this loaded up here. So when it comes to your thumbnails, if you are on a computer and with whatever software you're using, it's too hard on your computer to make a 4K thumbnail because they're really big. And if your computer can't handle it, or if you have old thumbnails that you don't have the original files for, we actually made a tool for you that's completely free for anybody that wants to use it. And with this tool, it upscales your YouTube thumbnails to 4K. So what this does is it uses, man, I forgot the name of it, something in interpolation. Bi-directional interpolation. I don't know. I can't remember the word.
Bi-directional interpolation.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, some technical term.
Listen, it's technical stuff that you wouldn't understand, even if
because we don't even know how to say it. So I mean, that tells you something.
Even if we were to have a whiteboard and we tried to detail it out and like draw it, like
which we wouldn't be able to do because we don't even understand it.
Which we wouldn't be able to do because it's completely over our heads.
Yes.
So don't listen to us about this.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. So, but because, this is a thing and you should be uploading all the thumbnails that you upload from now forward, you should be doing them in 4K. But with this tool, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are like, well, what about these older videos that I have on my channel? So if you have them and they are 1280 by 720, or if they are 1920 by 1080, then you can upload them into here. And when you upload them into here, and I'll just do a quick demo here. Let me go ahead and just grab a thumbnail. We'll just use this one. So here, basically all you do is you just upload it and then you choose the size. So we're going to go ahead and make it 3840 by 2160, which is the 4K size that they accept now. And then when we upscale to 4K, then you can see it loads pretty fast. And then bam, we have the updated version. Now, if we copy the image address here, which is important when it comes to, you know, quality and all of that stuff, if I go ahead and zoom in on this, you can see here how, you know, it holds everything together pretty nicely. Now, one thing that you will notice is when you have areas like this where there's a lot of like little noisy detail and things like that, it will amplify some of those things. But when that happens, all you have to do is come here to this sharpen area. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, this sharpen area right here, come into that, and then you can turn that down, and then that will reduce some of that. And just as a heads up, if you use like text or you have a lot of gradients and things like that in your thumbnails, the sharper it gets. So if you crank this all the way up to 100, then in that case, you know, it is going to create some artifacts and things like that. So because of that, you want to make sure that you are keeping this between 0 and about 20%. But of course, experiment with it on your thumbnails. But this is free for anybody to use. In order to use this, I'll just drop this link right here into the chat right now.
Oh, you made that live already?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. So I just dropped it in the chat. You can go to tuberschool.com/upscale. And then you can upscale whatever thumbnails that you want here. You can download them as a PNG graphic or as a JPEG graphic. And then there's instructions down here in terms of how it works, just in case you need that. But the idea with this, and the reason that I made this, is because, one, I know some people, they are going to have problems just because their computer, right, being able to do it. And number two is if you have old videos on your YouTube channel that are still getting views, and you're like, you know what, I could probably make this thumbnail better, or, you know, just upscale it and make it more TV appropriate, then in that case, you can just hop over to here to that tool, run it through that real quick, you know, double check it, you know, of course, make sure that, you know, everything's fine, and then upload it to have that larger size to make it accommodate or more accommodating for the YouTube TV viewers. So again, for anybody that might be listening to this in an audio version,
you are part of the resistance.
Find that. You are part of the resistance, yes. But you can find that at tuberschool.com/upscale. And upscale is one word, is how that is put together. So yeah, and then as you're using that, if you have any feedback or anything, just let me know.
RPM Nexus, my man, what is going on?
Oh, hey, what's up?
It's been really, it's been years.
It's been a while.
I hope you're doing well, brother. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah. But just as a heads up, you know, a way to use that, and I think I mentioned this already, but a way to use that is, you know, if you do have videos that are still getting views, right, and you're like, hey, I don't have the template for this anymore, I don't have the PSD, I don't have the Canva file, whatever it is you're making your thumbnails in, then in that case, you can use this just to take what it is that you already have on YouTube and then, you know, make it that larger size. So yeah, so enjoy.
And yeah, he just kind of sprung this on me today. Mm-hmm. He just sent me this link. He goes, "Oh, look what I built over coffee," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Yeah.
But
that's cool that you built that over coffee.
But in the car on the way over here, we also did a fun thing on the phone that we made too.
So for those of you who don't know, like he's into the app thing now and there's extensions and all the fancy pants stuff that he's making over there with his AI tools. Mm-hmm. And he sends this to me days ago. Look what I built over coffee. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's neat that you built it over coffee. I was napping while you were building that. Mm-hmm. And then we're in the way in here and we stopped at a light and he literally built another tool while we were sitting at the light on his phone. That's amazing. And that was going to be just for students, but
yeah, just have to fine tune that one a little bit.
Just rub it in.
Yeah, just rubbing it in.
Just rub it in.
Yeah, but the cool thing is though is you know this technology is so cool that anybody can do it now. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, really. Like if you have the patience to just figure it out. Mm-hmm.
And just iterate just a little bit.
Yeah,
iterate just a little bit. Work out the idea.
Yeah,
give it the idea. Iterate just a little bit, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
it's great.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I do also want to let you know that this stream is brought to you by Opus Clip. Before we get into the questions, actually a couple things. First, if you are new here, we have a form down in the description. I also have it pinned at the very top of the chat, and you can also go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to the same exact form where you can put your questions if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube. But this stream is brought to you by Opus Clip, which is the clipping tool for content creators that helps you take one piece of long-form content, chop it up into a bunch of shorter videos, just regular 16:9 aspect ratio videos that you can use in any way that you want to, and also vertical content that you can use any way that you want to. So usually when we clip these streams, we get about 50 clips out out of these, sometimes a little bit more out of these streams, but they're 3 hours long. But, you know, when it comes to 10-minute videos, 20-minute videos, 30-minute videos, you can get a lot of reach out of your videos using Opus Clip. And you can use this to create additional accounts to expand your brand so that, you know, if you have an account to where you know that you should be posting somewhere, but you're not, then in that case, you can use Opus Clip to get content out there as well, or to create additional YouTube channels with it, that sort of thing. But you can try that for yourself at opusclip.com, or if you want to hook me up with an affiliate commission, as you can see right here, you can go to tryopusnow.com. And then, yeah, either way it goes, both roads will lead you to Rome.
Opus Clips.
Opus Clip.
Yeah. David Matney, how you doing? Kathy
What's up,
Fitz,
David?
how
Hope
you
you're doing great.
Dr. Vibes, good to see you.
Yep. Hey, Monique.
Ed, good to see you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into some YouTube questions here. Let's go ahead and get this party started.
So can I just explain something to you really quick?
Yeah.
And this really applies to everyone in here. Well, it doesn't apply, but I'm curious, those of you who are perhaps a little older, if you've experienced the same thing. Have you noticed that as you're getting older, that your voice is lowering?
No.
Have you noticed that?
I haven't.
So I've run across. So I've been.
Is my voice? Does my voice sound lower? Hey D, does my voice sound lower now?
No, I mean you sound a little bit more feminine than usual. But
yeah, great. Yeah, it's good.
No, but I was just going to say.
That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Because I've been recording so many videos, I've noticed that, and I wonder if anybody else has noticed this, especially if you're getting a little bit older, that I normally would speak, and I'm doing it right now. I would normally speak in my throat a little bit. I mean, your vocal, it comes from your vocal cords.
Don't frogs speak from their throat?
I don't know. I don't speak to frogs.
Are you a reptile? There's something you're not telling me?
But it resonates from a different place. So I started in my throat. So Brent got it right here, right? For sure, it's getting lower. I noticed it's the resonance started in my throat for my entire life. But now when I'm home and I'm speaking, if I'm just having a normal conversation and I'm not speaking into a microphone or something like that, now I speak from my chest.
Interesting.
And it feels a million times more comfortable.
Oh, interesting.
Than speaking.
So your voice is getting lazy is what you're saying?
No.
Your voice is like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to slide down here where it's a little bit more comfortable instead of having to hold it up here where I got to put in this extra work to keep my voice together.
I have to put in effort to have it up here, but if I'm just sitting around at home having a conversation, it's naturally falling right. The resonance is falling in my chest.
Interesting.
And I can, and I'm saying, oh, wow. Why haven't I been speaking this way my whole life?
Yeah.
And I have less cracking in my voice when I do it that way.
I wonder if that's why I've been finding you more like obnoxious lately.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be that lower.
Derailed.
Could be.
In a world.
All right, so really quick before we get into this next super chat here, before we get into the question,
I just made myself vulnerable.
Appreciate that.
I was making myself vulnerable and sharing a bit with me, and you just kind of turned it into a moment.
Yeah, I did. So American English with Brent says, gentlemen, I'm releasing my first course next month. You have Tuber School, top 3 tips for someone releasing their course. I have an email list that I've been populating for the past month. Thank you. So really, I would say that we are not the expert on how to actually, do the course yet. So the thing that I have really appreciated that we decided to do when we are, when we're putting everything together is we said, hey, let's put together an anonymous feedback form so that if we put it in there so people can give us their feedback without it being connected to them. And we've gotten a decent amount of feedback in there, and that feedback helps us be able to make better content, be able to make, the content in the way. So for example, we have one video in there. It's like an hour and some change long, and that's like the longest one in there. But in that particular video, as soon as we published that, I got a couple of messages actually that were like, hey, could we get like a more bite-sized version of this? And then that tells me that, hey, as we're putting this together, then, we need to also, keep the length in mind because some people don't want that deep dive. So, they want the deep dive, but they don't want it all at one time. They want to be able to skip through it. So adding chapters, that kind of stuff is definitely something that, that you can do. But having that anonymous feedback form, we've gotten a decent amount of feedback from it, and that's helping us make Tuber School even better. And so that by itself is fantastic.
And not all of the feedback comes in anonymously.
Yeah,
right. Sometimes
you have some people people tell you
they'll just send you a DM or they'll make a post. But it's great.
But in terms of a tip for for if you're going to do a course, I think that one is really really helpful.
Yeah, listen to them, be transparent, let them know, hey, we're going to redo this thing because we We got some feedback on this particular portion, and you'll get it dialed in fairly quick.
Yeah.
Because you'll learn right out of the gate, and it's a bit scary. You know, it's a bit scary to open this thing up, and you have people coming in, and you're presenting this information, and you start getting some feedback. You're like, okay, well, you know, all you can do is share the information the way that you believe it should be shared. And for the most part, your instinct will be right for probably 90% of it or 80% of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But when you start getting that feedback, it's really helpful. It's really helpful.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, just go for it, man. Go for it.
Tom Nash has arrived.
Did you just play something?
Yeah, I just played. Tom Nash just showed up, so I played his little.
Hey,
Tom Nash has arrived.
Yep. We can start the stream now. Tom Nash is here. Mel, good to see you again. But in terms, Brent, just get on it, man. Yeah. I think if I were to say, if I could redo anything, it would be to do it sooner. Than later. And good luck.
Yep.
Tom says no way.
Yep. Way.
Yes, way.
Way.
That's right.
Yep. So Paradox Card Sessions is our very first question that we have here today. They do daily content, but on YouTube for less than 1 month. They do Pokemon cards. The main goal of the channel is to connect with other people who like what it is that they like. And the question is, I have trouble making thumbnails, and I want advice on that as well.
Let's look.
So let's take a gander and see what it is that you are doing here on the channel.
Mel says, what does one have to do to get their own stream alert?
It's a blood sacrifice is what it is. Yeah, it's a blood sacrifice. He sent us a vial, and we're like, all right, you're in. Yeah. That was it. Yeah, blood sacrifice.
Mel, we're going to send you a kit in the mail. All you have to do is like a little finger prick, and then just kind of send it back to us. And that's not Lake Minnetonka.
All right, so Paradox Card Sessions. Here we go. Yeah. So they want feedback on their thumbnails. So right here, D, feedback on the thumbnails.
Hold on, let me zoom in.
Just zoom this in real quick here.
Yeah, let me zoom in. What are you doing? Paradox Card Sessions.
Okay. Yep. I'll let you.
Let me just go. Let me just understand what's going on here. Paradox Card. Didn't we just?
They just want feedback on the thumbnails.
Right. Didn't we look at them last week?
I don't think so.
I think so. Okay. So
maybe we did. Maybe we did.
Here's my feedback. You're heading in the right direction, but get those cards closer to the shot. I don't want to have to try to figure out what's going on. Zoom in. Get those cards colorful, meaning that you might have to adjust the brightness a little bit. You might have to adjust the saturation a little bit. And I would say the same thing probably applies to your videos. They probably need to be a little bit brighter, because I just saw that he played one and it looked a little bit low light. Think of it.
Hey, Amy.
You want, especially when you're dealing with cards, because they're so colorful, you want to be able to capture that vibrance, and you want it in your face. So when somebody's scrolling and they come across your thumbnail, at just a split second, at a glance, they go, oh, that's amazing. I'm going to look at this video. And where you have cards in a package, like here in this first package, you see how you have a glare on that shot? You don't want that. I would go through and I would take new pictures of all of these cards, and I would replace these.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole idea, right, is you are competing with some amazing creators that put like real time and effort into their thumbnails.
Let's look at some. Let's look at one.
And because of that, it puts you in a position as the creator where you also need to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is leveled up in a similar way if you're wanting to compete.
Yeah.
So if you're just doing it for fun, then in that case, it's not as a big of a deal. But if you're doing it to where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna turn this into something serious, and I want to really just take advantage of the awesome opportunity that YouTube is, then in that case, you definitely want to make sure that you are doing that. So as an example, I just took this one that you already have.
Okay.
And then I just, I boosted the colors a little bit, boosted the saturation a little bit. And it's not perfect. I would actually probably cut this out, or I would just go find a, Pokemon card without the hand in it. Not sure. But basically this is the original version, and just that little bit of a tweak. It's not perfect, but it's, I just did it while D was talking, and you can see that it is, a little bit better.
I would make it even larger.
Right. Yeah. Just making it, bigger, bringing more color. But the problem with this one is as you make it larger, it just keeps getting more blurry.
That's why I said
because it's a low quality photo.
I would take new pictures. Instead of trying to take a screen capture out of your video, I would take the time to take your phone, clean the lens, go outside or light up the set really well, and get a nice, clean photograph of all of the cards that you think you're going to make videos about. So you have a folder full of all of these pictures, so you can just pull them in and out whenever you need them. I would even go as far. So he enlarged it. He added color. I would even put a little bit of a vignette around the edges, so it focuses attention center towards the middle. Can you do a quick vignette?
100%. Because I have it all cropped out and stuff. Yeah,
I mean, like a slight burn, maybe.
Yeah, technically, I do that in a little bit of a different way. So like, I'll come in and then I'll just kind of blast it around like
everybody
like
does
this.
Ooh, that's too.
I know it is. Hold on.
Oh, you're doing the. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, just blast it around like that, and then I'll just come here, and then I'll just turn it down.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and depending on the thumbnail, like maybe I'll also do something to where, maybe it's a gray, and then you go through the different layer modes or the different blend modes.
Interesting.
That kind of stuff. So not perfect again, but for quick here, in the live stream.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Love it.
In terms of what you can do there. So yeah, just taking that extra time. I kind of like it bright actually.
Do you?
A little bit there. Maybe I just need to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that type of thing though. That can be the difference between somebody even identifying it, but it can also make the difference between somebody clicking on it.
Yeah,
because
and like Tom's saying here, 100%. If you're using AI tools as well, you can throw this into Nano Banana, and it will completely redo this and make it clear and colorful.
Yeah. So it gives you a lot to, it gives you, just some things to work on. But really, what I recommend here, we'll just do Pokemon 10. So
Pocket Monster. What's Pat up to?
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find something on this Pokeball 10. Yeah, look at this.
So look at the color explosion.
Yeah. So here's what I recommend you do, and I know that this is gonna be a lot of work right now, but this is how you learn.
Right.
Is I would come to YouTube and I would just look around different things like Pokemon, and I would download, find thumbnails that you can realistically do. So if you're not going to put yourself in the video like he is, then in that case, I wouldn't replicate this one. But look around for things that you can replicate. Let's see. I'm just kind of scrolling around.
So while he's looking around and you're looking at this, I believe you're a new creator. I think you just have a couple of videos. And as such, I'm going to assume you don't have a lot of experience when it comes to video production. So here are some things, and this applies to everyone if you're just getting started. Sit down, go to the search bar up here at the top, and just search, how do I light product shots? Or how do I light products for video? How do I change the color in my video editing app or video editing software? And then list that software out. And go watch tutorials to learn how to do these things. So you're going to have a set and pictures that are bright enough and they're colorful enough.
Yeah, the idea, though, is just to spend some time searching around. And then once you find, some thumbnails where you're like, yeah, okay, this one's like really, bright and it looks like it might be complicated, challenge yourself and download that one and try to remake that thumbnail. And I'm not saying to publish that exact, remake of the thumbnail to your channel, but the idea is that this gives you a lead on what to work on. Right. So for example, if you're trying to make your thumbnails better and you have theirs up and then you have yours, you can say, okay, well, what are the differences? Okay, theirs is way brighter. So does that mean I have to go stop what I'm doing right now and go take a better picture so that I can make it brighter? Or is that something I'm able to do in software to make it brighter, or something I can use AI for? And then from there, they have their text in there and their text looks like this and they have a border on it or they don't. And then just trying to repeat what other people are doing. That'll teach you how to make better thumbnails by going through the process of learning how to make other people's thumbnails. So I would definitely take that approach when it comes to what it is that you're currently doing on your channel.
Reverse engineer it.
Yep. Next up, we've got Wiggy the Chess Man. Wiggy the Chess Man uploads one time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do reviews, tutorials, and gameplay content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I've started live streaming multiple times per week recently. As expected, it's quite a different dynamic compared to long-form content. The live viewership during the stream itself has been decent, but the VOD performance afterwards is naturally lower than typical long-form videos in terms of views, comments, likes, and subscribes. After each stream, I usually add timestamps, update the thumbnail to a more relevant one, and I adjust the title where needed. Is there anything else that you would recommend doing to help the VOD perform better after the stream ends? When you're doing the live stream, if you're trying to use the content to grow the channel, then in that case, structure the live stream in a way that it feels as close to a piece of video content as you possibly can. That means you don't have a lot of just empty space in there. That means that, you know, it's structured in terms of, okay, it starts, we do this, then we do this, then we do this, then we do this, then we do this. So that just makes for a good experience as people are going through it. Because when you go in, you don't have much direction, then you end up going all over the place. And when that happens, then, you know, it can cause people to leave. So that would be step one. And also, when it comes to like all the Hangout stuff and all that, you can do all that at the front. Where you're welcoming viewers into the stream, those types of things. And then you can cut all of that stuff off as well, as long as you have a nice, clear start point. And this is where designing the live stream for the sake of the replay is important. But you have a nice, clear cut point to where you can go into YouTube's editor and you can cut off all the Hangout stuff. And then when a viewer comes in on their replay, they're getting the actual content side, right? So you can do that. And then another thing that you mentioned is you say that you've been experimenting with keeping a consistent thumbnail style across streams and long form videos. However, I feel I might be overdoing the branding. Do you think it's better to keep live stream thumbnails consistent? Okay, so if you are using like a templated thumbnail, I have to go look really quick. If you're using a templated thumbnail, if you're trying to grow the channel, I wouldn't do that right now. Instead, here, let me actually put the @ symbol because that didn't work. Instead, make a custom thumbnail for every video. Okay, it looks like you are. Okay, I see what you mean with your branding. So basically, here, I'll pull this up real quick so everybody can see it. So basically what you're doing is you are, you know, you're committing to this, you know, blue kind of smoke in the background and then the chessboard and then you here as well. So a couple things that I just want to recommend to you really quick is you do have the chessboard imagery in there. So that's an advantage for connecting with people who are into chess. But if you look in this scenario right here, you can see that the chessboard at this size, it's hardly visible. So you grab attention, the new PB grabs attention, and the Puzzle Rush grabs attention. But this, here, I'll do it this way so we can see it easy. But the chessboard itself at the smaller size, it gets lost, right? And it looks like you're A/B testing these, which is good. So one thing that I would definitely make sure that you're doing is make the chess piece or the chessboard, make that the centerpiece of your thumbnail, and then build everything else around that instead of, you know, everything being offset and weird and not weird, but just, you know, like this one, you have all this like stuff going on over here that doesn't really serve any real purpose for the thumbnail. And then the thing that will help let viewers know that it's about what it is that they care about, that is small over here, you know, over on the side. So just put more emphasis on the chessboards. Another thing is you're already doing A/B test, which is great. And because of that, right now, I would not commit to like your branding yet. So, you know, you've committed to like the blue smoke in the background and like the chessboard being usually in the same position, things like that. Right now, you should be experimenting with a bunch of different layouts for this so that you can start to figure out over time. And keep in mind the title also matters and the topic matters when it comes to this too. So you have to, you know, keep testing it so that you can prove that people respond better to, you know, that particular style that you choose. But the idea is to just do a lot of experimentation right now until you find something that consistently works better than the other things that you're doing. And it might be this, but the idea is to do that that type of testing. And then when it comes to the regular videos, same thing. So you do have a little bit more emphasis on the chessboard here, but I would also experiment, and you might because you are A/B testing your live stream, so you might be doing that here too. But I would even experiment with like, okay, let's do the chessboard as like half of the thing here. And here, how you have like, you know, chessable, you know, that text, and then you have that coming down to the chessboard where you're kind of leading the eye there from that thing that grabs a lot of attention and pushes them down to the chessboard. That's good, but the downside. Really, the downside of that, though, is at a small size, you know, the chessboard gets lost, but the chessable, that at least still, you know, sticks out, which is a positive. So because of that, you know, I would definitely put more emphasis there. And other things, too, that you have the advantage of is, you know, if you know the board is going to be small because that's what it needs to be to work with whatever designs you're doing, you know, lean on text. You know, like here you have chessable, same thing, to where it's like, you know, this chess game, fill in the blank, right? And here, stop memorizing French defense, learn the ideas instead. Same thing here, right? You know, just putting those, even having stop memorizing the French defense in chess, learn these ideas instead, right? Then that way you're, you know, putting chess as a part of all aspects of this.
What are other people doing for chess?
But you're getting views on, you know, on some of these, which is great. But definitely be careful. Definitely be careful doing this type of thing, though. You know, don't do that a lot because you can see how people responded to that particular one. But it's okay. You might have had a real reason to do that, so it's fine. What were you gonna say, Dean?
What are other chess channels doing with their thumbnails? I've never looked at chess channels before.
With his, it's different because he does it's a chess video game.
Right.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll just do chess video game and see. God, it's just crazy how shorts just overtakes everything.
I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, so here it's just a big focus on shorts.
Look at this
or
one
on the chess here, chess imagery.
I like that a lot. Here's the thing. That one that has scroll back. Nope, the green one. It's got 1.5 million views.
On the way. There we go.
There. That one to me, don't hover. That one is incredibly clear. In terms
this
of,
one?
Yeah, to me, like as someone who doesn't play chess, doesn't play the game, like if I would probably click on that one. I mean, it's 1.2 million views. I mean, probably a good thumbnail.
Yeah, it's from I think this is a yeah. But yeah, you get the idea, right? So just, you know, putting the emphasis there. But, you know, people are responding to what it is that you're doing, which is great. But I definitely think that, you know, a lot of experimentation to fine tune all of this stuff is definitely something to consider. Other things too is, you know, and I'm not sure if you're doing this or not because I don't see it. I see it a little bit here. Is also experimenting with like, okay, let me take this off of here and maybe just focus it on me and the board, right? Instead of having, you know, this thing on here, doing like that type of testing too. Then that way it gives you, because, you know, you've got 1.7 thousand subscribers, but you've had, you know, a decent amount of views on the channel, almost 500,000 views on the channel. So some people, you know, that are into this, they know who you are. So because of that, you know, having it to where the shot is more, you know, like this, and if you need to, you can stage the shot either before or after you put this up on the screen with the little chessboard thing. But then that would also give you the opportunity to emphasize yourself a little bit, plus the chessboard, and just make that, you know, the entire package. So some tests that I would do, just to, you know, kind of you know, mention it really quick, is one is more emphasis on, you know, this would be one test. Number two would be more emphasis on like this type of, you know, chessboard. Number three would be removing this and text and just having the emphasis on you and the chessboard and seeing how people respond to those types of changes. All right. So next up.
Super chat.
iPhone Chris, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate it.
I hit it.
Okay. Happy Pi Day to you too.
Happy Pi Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I think where you're at, because people are responding to your content, right? Like in your case, you have people that are enjoying the video content. Like you've got some videos on your channel with like 93,000 views. I saw a recent one with like 19,000 views. Like you're getting views. So because of that, now you are in the spot where you just need to really hone in on everything and do a lot of experimentation so you can figure out, you know, how to really get them to connect. And how you can connect, you know, with them through your content. So I would definitely just spend a lot of time, you know, experimenting and thinking about, okay, so I'm trying to reach people that are into this. So what can I do in the thumbnail to just really draw their attention into this? And for the people that are, you know, that like me and they come back for me, then in that case, you know, how can I mix those two things together? And it may require adding the word chess somewhere in the thumbnail, or it may require not having any text at all in the thumbnail, you know, those types of things. But those types of experiments are going to be, you know, what helps you like really, you know, fine tune, you know, the response that you're getting.
Chris, did you see the movie from the 90s called Pi? Did you watch that movie? Did anybody watch that movie?
I did.
Yeah.
I know you took
did.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
K Skis uploads when they have time. They have been on YouTube for a year or more. They do anime gaming challenges and rants. The goal of the channel is to make money. And they say they mainly struggle with pacing and maybe packaging. And the question is, any tips or advice I can do in order to improve my pacing and or make it so that my viewers stay interested throughout the video, since my retention had dropped very quickly throughout my most recent video? Yes, you need to make sure that when you are going through the video that you are not just, you know, steamrolling all of the stuff that you're sharing. Instead, as you're going through the video, create, little moments of tension where you can, that sort of thing by, throwing in, conflict here and there, where you can, if possible. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but, like in your case, because you are doing anime gaming, that gives you the opportunity, because you're doing it around challenges too. So that gives you the opportunity to build your video story around if you are able to accomplish those challenges or not. So because of that, I would lean more into that type of thing when it comes to your videos, if you're not doing that already. When it comes to the pacing, one thing that I recommend, and for some people this can be challenging because some people just don't like watching themselves on camera, and some people like watching themselves too much. So this part can be challenging. It's really going to be, dependent on you and how you interact with your own content. But another thing is when you are editing your video and you get through the video, watch it. And then as you're watching it, start paying attention to yourself and being like, okay, is there anything here that I'm starting to tune out for? Like, as I'm watching this, am I starting to think about, should I check my phone? Am I starting to think about, gosh, when is this edit going to be finished? Am I starting to think about these other things? Or am I watching and enjoying the video? If you're watching and enjoying the video, then you probably have it okay. But if you're like, okay, yeah, I started tuning out around like 30 seconds, then in that case, then, you should probably go back in and work on that part, right? And just kind of rinse and repeat that. Next up on the list. By the way, if you are just joining us, I have a link pinned at the top of the chat where you can put your YouTube questions. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to the form that we are taking the questions from. It's completely free to participate. Just if you have a question, you can add it to that form. So next up, we've got Logan PIG 127, Logan Pig. I don't know if that's right. 127. What do you think that channel's about? Logan Pig.
Logan Pig. It sounds like an animated channel. Like they're doing some sort of a computer animation or hand-drawn animation. Cartoons about a pig.
Okay.
Could be a homesteading channel.
Where they're like eating pigs?
Where they have like
raising pigs.
Raising pigs. Yeah. Or they just have one character that's a pig. Like a Charlotte's Web story.
Oh, okay.
Some pig.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So they upload when they have time, been on YouTube for a year or more. They do music and animation content. You're almost there, D. Animation. You mentioned animation.
I'm nailing it.
So we'll see. The goal of the channel is to make money. And they say that, how can I advertise my music for absolutely free without downloading anything? YouTube. YouTube is where you do that. So when it comes to YouTube, YouTube is essentially a place where you can learn how to make good content for people. And as you make that good content, once it gets to a certain level, people are going to start, responding to it, in a better way. And then that gives you the opportunity to share what it is that you're creating with them. So when it comes to YouTube, you don't need to advertise your music. What you have to do is you need to learn how to have a music channel on YouTube. And the idea with that is, you mentioned here that you're doing music and you're doing animation. So what you want to think about is do I want to be is the music and the animations, are they going together in terms of, is it really an animation channel and I'm using it to share my music? Or am I sharing a video that's music and then another video that's animation and then another video that's music and then animation? And the reason for that, and I'll just look at your channel to get that answer. But the reason I'm asking that is because if you are doing the animations and then the music, which it looks like you are, because you have here Logan Pig 127 new here lyrics.
Throw them up.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Throw them up there on the screen. Get them up there.
So like right here, right? So this one is a lyric video. And then these, no idea, because the thumbnail, doesn't have it. And then over here, it looks like maybe you're doing some type of Minecraft, animation thing. You have some animations down here. So yeah. So in your case, one, it's definitely important when it comes to YouTube to learn how to write titles and make thumbnails. And then you also just want to make sure that your channel is focused. By doing those things, and they say it's cringe. No. Yeah, so you know what? Everybody, when they start YouTube, it's cringe. I was the same way. D was the same way.
Whoa,
actually, everything D does is excellence. What? Sorry. Yeah, everything D does is excellence. No, but yeah, like everybody when they start. Everybody when they start, cringe. It's cringe. So so don't worry about that too much. It's just part of the thing, right? So so when it comes to that though, just the thing that I recommend to you right now with where your channel's at is focus it. Be like, am I going to do a music channel or animation, or am I going to combine them into like, I'm going to have videos that are animation, but then I'm going to use that animation to share my music. And then you need to go through the process of learning the content creator skills of coming up with good titles, you know, expressing, you know, even your music, expressing that through thumbnails and titles that are compelling also. Because, for example, you know, one of the titles that you had was your channel name and then the name of your song. That's not the way to do music on YouTube. What I recommend that you do is I recommend that you go and you look at all of the music channels that you can find on YouTube. Not the biggest ones where they can just put the name of the song, but people that are actually, you know, coming up on YouTube, and look at how it is that they're doing their titles, and they're never around just the name of the song. It's always around something else, like you know, like an emotion of some kind, or an experience of some kind, or something like that. So that's the type of thing.
Songs to make a song to make you sleepy. Songs that make you a song that makes you feel powerful. Songs to play Minecraft too.
Yep.
Here's the thing: go to YouTube Shorts if you're going to upload music right now.
Yeah.
If you're making long form content as a musician, nobody knows who you are yet. I don't want to say you're wasting your time, but you're probably going to get better traction right now at your stage if you go all in on YouTube Shorts for your music. Just put up 15 seconds. Find the best part of the song. Find your hook, the chorus. Put that up. Just that. Right? 15 seconds, whatever it is. And then find some sort of imagery or video to put on top of that. Maybe it's your gameplay. Maybe it's animation. Put that up. Go on YouTube Shorts. Do the same thing for TikTok. Do the same thing for Instagram. Go hard on short form. Once you find short form videos that you can repeat, like, wow, every time I upload this part of the song in a video, it does really well. Once you find those winners, then you build that song out and put it into long form video.
Yes.
But right now you're looking for winners. And the best way to do that is through short form content. Yeah, music who make you forget about your 9-to-5 job.
Right.
Yeah. Wrap, and you still put titles on it when you're putting short form together, but wrap the song around a feeling and emotion, something that people can actually relate to.
Yep.
You know, kind of, you plant that seed. You know, I don't know if you're a male or a female, but just assuming, say you're a male. You know,
a fella.
Yeah, let's say you're one of the lads.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. One of the boys.
One of the boys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know, songs to help you get over her, or something like that. Yeah. Right. I mean, you could be one of the ladies too. That was a terrible thing to say. I shouldn't have said it that way.
It was. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna get you
Don't
now.
hate me.
Yeah, they're gonna get you now.
Listen, in the forum, if you head down to the description, there's a link to Cancel D.
It's great.
No.
All right. So next up, we have Katie Gone Crazy.
Cancel D link in the description. Listen, man.
Gotta start a petition.
I try
on petition.change.org. We're gonna go start a petition to cancel D.
Yeah.
To get to scrape D from the internet. That's the petition.
As that was coming out, I was like, yeah, that's not really a male thing, is it?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I'll see myself
it's
out.
too late now. It's
Yeah,
on the internet. Nothing goes away on the internet. So yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, that was
over.
it.
Brand's canceled.
Yep. So Katie Gone Crazy. Katie Gone Crazy is the next channel.
Mel.
What'd she say?
She's like, what were you saying about being cringe?
I love it.
You never grow out of the cringe thing.
Yeah.
It follows you around everywhere.
Katie Gone Crazy is the next channel. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. It is just a gaming channel to play whatever, and the goal of the channel is to have fun. And they say, a question for D.
Oh, no.
It's starting already.
D should probably shut up.
Yep. So it says, question for D. I'm curious on what happened to those StreamYard game shows D and Daniel did. Those were fun.
Did they take them offline? Is that what you're asking?
No, it's probably just because they stopped, I would guess.
Oh, so Daniel and I and Nick and Melanie here in the chat, we all worked with StreamYard. We had a deal with StreamYard, and everybody had different types of deals and different types of shows that they would do. And Daniel and I had an agreement with them where we would do a game show for them. StreamYard was purchased by another company, and they let their creators go.
Yeah.
The creators that they had hired to do various pieces of content and live streams, they let everybody go. And Daniel and I were
on that list.
We're on that list.
Yeah.
They put us on the chopping block. So that's what ended the game show. We would love
that was super fun.
We would love to revive that somewhere, and maybe sometime we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened to it.
Yeah.
It was a good.
That was good. Yeah.
We had a
Really
lot of
good
fun.
time.
We had a lot of fun putting those together. Yeah.
So next up, we have C99Bo. They do daily content on the grind. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do Roblox gaming content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, they say they do vertical streams. And the question is, I primarily do shorts and streaming, but recently my streams have been getting much less impressions, and I don't know why. Any clue what happened? So on YouTube, it's important to remember that everything is a competition. So if you are doing anything, publishing videos, you are live streaming, regardless of, where it is that you're streaming, the topics around what it is that you're talking about, those things matter. And also how people respond to you and those topics also matters. Or not the topics, but the topics and your content that's attached to those topics. So since it is a competition, what happens is you are, publishing your content, and people are, responding to it based on, whatever your topic is or whatever it is that you were going to hold their attention, during those times. And then for whatever reason, something has changed and people are not responding at the rate that they were. So that's the difference. So, it could be, something subtle that you're doing, or you could have made, a big change in some way. But when it comes to, content not doing well and some content doing well, that's just a normal thing of YouTube. Some content does better than others, but since it is big competition, when you do take those hits, so to speak, it's usually because the content itself just didn't do as good. Let's see here. What's going on, Marianne? Hope you're doing great. Dang, what's up? So next up, we've got AVR Reactions. What do you think that one's about, D?
Reactions to TV dramas.
Oh, interesting. Okay. They do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. It's a reaction channel.
To what?
The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And they say, I have a reaction channel. I did as you asked. Oh, we pulled them up before.
Okay.
And changed the channel logo and banner. And kindly check my channel content titles for attracting audiences and my views. Anything else that I should follow for more attraction?
Reacting to what?
I think you might have had a lead on this one if we pulled them up before.
Okay.
Okay, reactions, reviews, streams, vlogs, and shorts. Okay, so one thing that I like is the clarity here on what it is that you're offering. One thing I do want to bring to your attention, though, is just the redundancy in terms of AVR reactions here, AVR reactions here, AVR reactions here, AVR reactions here, right? So it's a lot of AVR reactions going on, which is perfectly fine. But I just wanted to just bring it to your attention that having the name spelled out and everything isn't always the play.
Cool graphics.
So it is. But for something like this, if you look at your profile picture right now in this live stream, you'll see that the text, when you add it to your profile picture, it doesn't translate, right? Just because it comes through at a small size. It looks good here though, but it just doesn't translate at a small size. If that's why you put the name in there. So in terms of the thumbnails, one thing that I would definitely do is focus more on the characters themselves, and I think we might have mentioned this before.
I think they did, but it's not enough, maybe.
Yeah. So basically, the emphasis is on you right here. Make them they are the star. So make them the star.
Okay,
right,
I just want to go on the record and say that the concept of a Pakistani John Wick, it just has my full attention. I'm going to go. I'm going to go
check that one out later.
I'm going to seek this one out later.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that, definitely making sure that that the emphasis is more on them. So it's fine, having yourself in there, if you're trying to get people used to seeing you and that kind of stuff. But the idea when it comes to the thumbnail is that they are there to capture people's attention around things that they care about. So because of that, when you are making it hard for a viewer to know what to look at, kind of like in this one, or if the focus is more on you than it is on the person that they would recognize at scale, then you are essentially working against yourself, in that regard. So I would just be mindful about that and make sure that you are focusing more on the characters themselves.
I have a question here because I see it looks like you're reacting to a mixture of type of shows, but you're leaning heavily into like Bollywood type shows here. I would pick a lane. Because if
so you're saying like Bollywood action movies versus Bollywood like romantic dramas.
No. Like, they're doing, Bollywood stuff, and then they're putting in here like Scary Movie, or they're putting in Peaky Blinders in the mix of all of that stuff. And while that might work, I just feel like maybe you're targeting a particular type of audience here. And if so, are there videos in English?
I don't know if these are being translated, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just curious what your language is here when you're speaking.
So English is the original. Yep.
English is the original. Okay.
They're dubbing them.
Yeah,
and
I just saw those, and I come across a lot of channels where they're putting titles in English and then speaking in Hindu or whatever. Hindi.
Yeah, so just putting a little bit more focus on that.
I say Hindu.
Yep.
Hindi.
And another thing too is like with these ones that did better, like exceptionally better than the other ones. It looks like you had a streak here and then it went away. So for these, I would also really dig into these and just look for similarities between between any of these. And what I mean by that is look at the length here, because these are long 30-minute videos compared to everything else that you've done. That's like 5 minutes, all of that. So that might be something that is a clue. In addition to that, I would just go into these videos and start looking at like, okay, when this video first started, what was I doing? What was I showing? What was on screen? So what was the viewer experiencing as this video was starting in all aspects? What were they hearing? What were they seeing? And then, see if you do find similarities there compared against what it is that you're doing with some of your other content too.
Yeah, my thought on that with the mix was, if like by putting so many Bollywood movies on your channel, and that might be the target audience you're going for, if you're just attracting general moviegoers, and people are like, oh, I love this, Peaky Blinders, love this video, and then the next 3 videos that come up are about Bollywood, and they're not interested in that, because that's a very specific audience that's into Bollywood. So you could be doing yourself a disfavor unless you are primarily targeting people who would like Bollywood first and like the other movies second. Something to think about in terms of your targeting. Hey, Sue, how you doing?
Let's see here. So next up, let me make sure that we got this one. Okay, we do. So next up on our list here, we have Guess What? Corgi Butt. And what do you think this one is, D?
What is it?
Guess What? Corgi Butt.
Guess What? Corgi Butt.
Yep.
Corgi or Corky?
Corgi. Corgi. I
don't know.
Okay.
Probably another reaction channel.
Well, you got to take a guess.
All right.
You got to take a guess.
Gaming.
Okay.
Gaming.
So they do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. It's a dog channel. A Corgi is a type of dog.
I was so close.
Yep. So it's a dog channel.
I was basically right, though. That was...
So wrong you were basically right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's see here. So the goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator, and they do raw, unscripted fun. And the question is, no question, I realize after all this time, I really know nothing about YouTube, its algorithm, or the community, but I'm trying to learn each and every single day.
That's why you have a dog. It's a Corgi. That's exactly why.
So it says, thank you, and D, for all that you do. Your constant live streams and advice have been so helpful in navigating the storm and strife that is burnout. So for that, I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you both. Thank you. Thank you for that, and glad that you are enjoying the content.
I'm looking up to see what a Corgi actually looks like. Corgi.
Yep.
Corgi dog.
Yep. Hey, congratulations, K&J Lumber.
I know this dog.
Yep.
I didn't know that was
Congratulations.
a Welsh Corgi.
Yeah, Brad says that corgis are the best. He has 3 of them.
I just learned something today.
Yep.
A Welsh Corgi.
Yep.
Interesting. Corgi butt.
Yep. Nice. So next up on the list, and by the way, if you are just joining us, we have a form that is down in the description. It's up at the top of the chat as well. Or if you're watching this on somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to this form that we are taking questions from. So if you're on YouTube, you can just go to the top of the live chat right now, and you can put your question into the form there, and we will get it answered here on the stream.
Full disclosure, I'm not a dog guy. I have owned dogs in the past, but I'm not a dog person, so I didn't identify with that.
Sure.
Corgi meant nothing.
I knew it was a dog, but I don't know off the top of my head. I like dogs, but off the top of my head, I don't know what I don't know what it looks like off the top of my head. Yeah. So I know it's a dog. I'm just not sure what it is.
Brent says Queen Elizabeth had corgi. That means absolutely nothing to me. I have no idea. Never once.
Have you seen
in my old age have I ever wondered? I wonder what kind of dog Queen Elizabeth had.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Guess what, Corgi Butt, for the super chat. Appreciate it.
The Queen's dog.
Super chat.
There you go.
So Score Family Adventures, they upload 1 time per week. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do outdoor adventure content. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, what are your thoughts on 1 of 10 for helping grow a YouTube channel? So I think 1 of 10 is a fantastic tool because it gives you a lot of insights into what other people are doing and what's effective for other people. So because of that, I think it's great. However, I do want to be clear that when it comes to tools themselves, when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, the things that are going to move the needle the most for you are going to be the topics that you choose, how good you are at packaging those topics up in terms of a thumbnail that helps people identify it's about something that they care about and a title that's compelling, and then, of course, the video content itself. So when it comes to tools, there are tools that can help with different aspects of that. So for example, when it comes to 1 in 10, they have a really awesome tool where it will show you like all of the thumbnails that are being used in a certain style and stuff like that. And you can really get into, like insights into like, wow, a lot of people are using this thumbnail in a lot of different ways. And it will, give you insights like that. And it'll show you on YouTube channels what's called an outlier. So basically an outlier is when you are publishing videos, an outlier is a video that does substantially better than the other videos on the channel. So if you're looking around your niche and you're trying to figure out, okay, what seems to be working right now in my niche, 1 of 10 is great for that too, because then it highlights those videos that are doing exceptionally well right now on the different channels that you're looking at in your niche. So when it comes to those sorts of things, it's fantastic, and I recommend it for those types of things.
So I was doing a little recon while you were
recon, huh?
I was doing a little recon. Apparently, it's a big deal with the Queen's corgis.
Oh, really?
Like the Queen's dogs.
Oh.
Like it's a really big deal. I apologize to you over there on the other side of the pond. I didn't realize. That was the Queen's dogs. It's a big deal. Apparently, she fell in love with the corgis and started a phenomenon. And big deal.
Nice.
Yeah, not a dog guy. Didn't know.
Now you know.
Didn't know. Yep.
Now you do.
Yep.
Here, give me 1 second here.
I had no idea. Yeah, I think 1 of 10 is good. I think 1 of 10 is good for it all. Like you said, it comes down to the packaging and everything, but just ideas, ideation. Yeah. Like what's a good idea in my niche? Where can I find outliers that I might be able to make my version of it, or other niches that you might find, okay, this is working really well in this niche. How can I apply this to my niche? So,
so for example here, I'm just gonna show this to you really quick. So just because you ask, and I don't have like I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this right here, this is 1 of 10. So basically what it does is you can go right here and you can see like, this one's a 9 out of 10. This one's a 3 out of 10 in terms of how it did compared to the other videos. Another 9 out of 10 here, 2 out of 10, 2 out of 10. So it just lets you know, the videos that have popped and done substantially better than some of the other videos. And you can also sort here in terms of, how much of a breakout was it, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times. So you can start to look for those types of things as well. And it just gives you insight. So if you're doing any type of, I see it keeps opening the videos as we keep going down here. But basically, when you're using this, it just gives you the input on videos that are currently working well in your niche. So if you notice, like, okay, in my type of content, all the channels that I'm looking at that have made videos about these things, they have done exceptionally well, then that's usually a go-ahead for, making those videos. Another really cool thing that they have, I'm going to get off of that page because it keeps loading.
It's going like wonky.
Yeah, it's like jumping all over. Yeah. So it might be competing.
Tyson. You can't.
Right. Yeah, because I have mine installed too, so it might be competing with that. I'm not sure, but this shows you, some outliers too. It just doesn't do it in as cool of a way as as the 1 of 10 tool does. But yeah, this will also show you some of that as well, because you just look for these spikes here, and then it does something similar there, and then shows you that. But this one's called Creator Dashboard. This is my tool. It's a free tool for YouTubers. You can get that at creatordashboard.com. But when it comes to This 1 of 10. Another thing that they have, which is really cool,
their thumbnail
is their thumbnail generator.
Their thumbnail generator.
It's the best one in the. It's the best one.
I was just
going to
say, of all the ones that I've seen, theirs is the best.
Yeah,
by far. It's not without its faults, but it's leaps and bounds beyond the others.
Yeah,
currently.
Yeah, but it's the best AI thumbnail generator that's on the market right now.
Shockingly good. Yeah, shockingly good. Chatty Cathy says, "D, are you a cat person?" I'm more of a cat person than I am a dog person. The last pet that I owned that wasn't a snake was a cat, a Bengal cat, and I just fell in love with that cat. Absolutely fell in love with that cat. So yeah, but I don't have any pets right now. But if I were to have another pet, it'd be a cat.
So next up on our list, D. Let's see here. Did we do this one yet? Thoughts of 1 in 10. Okay. Yeah, so we got that one covered. And next up on our list here, we have Chubbs memory card. I think this is our first time getting a question from Chubbs here. They upload every other day. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do gaming content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, can you check out my channel to see what I'm doing wrong? Absolutely.
While you're pulling that up, I'm going to tackle this real quick. Benjamin AB says, how much is 1 of 10? So there are two things with 1 of 10. They have a website version that goes really deep. It has some amazing tools inside, but that costs money. They also have a free browser extension that will allow you, when you go to someone's video page, not their home page, but go to the videos tab, and that's where you can sort and you can see the actual the outliers, and they have them ranked by which ones have particular outliers, and that's free for Chrome.
Yep. Yeah, and Score, Score Family Adventure says our CTR is low, so that's telling me something. Yeah. So did we look at the channel? Oh, they were just asking about 1 in 10. Okay. Oh. So that one we weren't looking at that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just mentioned their CTR is low. So I'm just going to take a look real quick and just see what's going on here. Ice fishing lake in the woods.
You are or are not pulling them?
No, I'm just seeing what it is they're doing real quick. I'm just curious. A lot of ice fishing and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. The concept of ice fishing to me is just like fascinating.
Yeah, so really quick, I'm looking at your channel just to mention it. So one thing is to mention really quick is things like this, like ice fishing lake of the woods in cool. Minus 28 degrees Celsius. Like, these are okay titles, but you definitely, like, when you guys are recording this, if you can think about, okay, we're getting ready to record this, is there any way that we can make this a little bit more interesting from the outside in terms of, the packaging? Because with this, it's already interesting because it's ice fishing, by itself. But just trying to make it like, okay, is there something that, people need to see? Is there some, cool thing that you guys are trying to do? Is there anything else involved with it besides it just being ice fishing, Lake of the Woods, right? And trying to, think of how you can make it more compelling. And then here, Forest Ice Camp on Lake Winnipeg, ice fishing really overnight. Well. Same. Yeah, this one did better, than a lot of the other ones did. But, even with this, same thing. But when you start noticing things like, okay, this one did well. So, I had this thumbnail. We're standing outside. It's a 34, almost 35-minute video. So, is there anything about this that I can retest? And it looks like you're already taking that lead and you're already doing it here, but you just added, her to it. But, comparing these indoor shots against outdoor shots when it comes to your thumbnails, and I'm saying this because you mentioned your CTR is low, those types of things, can make a difference in terms of how viewers see it. Because here, that this is the inside of a tent, but if I were to see this on my homepage, right? Like, let's say this just shows up here.
I wouldn't catch it at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't catch that. I would just think it was some like textured background or there was just something. The last thing that I would think is ice fishing. And the reason for that is because you have to really pay attention to even see the holes down here in the first place. So, and especially if you would take this down to like a suggested video size,
you would never know.
Then, you would never know that this has anything to do with ice fishing by looking at the thumbnail. So because of that, I would definitely be experimenting with, these inside shots versus outside shots, things like that, just to see if you can find a pattern of what people are responding to more.
It looks like a really interesting
outside shot. Channel. Yeah. It looks like the videos that have done better. At least recently, over the last few months, it looks like the videos that have done better are these more outside shot
it's where you right next to something.
Yep, next to a tent with some type of emotion on your face.
Yeah,
right? Seem to be, kind of what's moving it right now compared to these. This one, you don't have the emotion as much, but it looks like an extreme environment though, but it is you next to the thing.
Yeah.
So looking for these types of patterns and then, trying to replicate them and test to see if they consistently work is definitely something that, that can be helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely update some of these though. Just because people aren't currently responding to them, I would update the thumbnails for these.
You next to a thing.
Yep. You next to a thing. Yep.
You next to a thing.
Yep. And just see if that helps at all.
Yep.
Yeah, I did say in the floor. I meant the ice.
The ice.
But I mean, it is the floor. In that situation, it is the floor.
Yeah, ice fishing. Ice fishing has always just fascinated me. Like,
yeah, it's wild.
How die-hard of a fisherman are you?
Mm-hmm. Fisher person.
Fisher person.
Man, you're just in trouble today, man. Like yeah. Yeah, next stream's gonna be like, yeah, sorry guys, D, D wasn't able to stream. We had to let D go, right?
Come on, we're gonna call.
HR had to pull D aside.
Yeah,
yeah.
But how diehard of? Listen, can we call? Can we? What do we call it? I think we settled this, probably about a month ago.
With a duel.
No, we settled this. We settled this about a month ago.
We should settle this with a duel.
And we did come to the conclusion that Fisher person. But
that's the win.
It just doesn't flow though. So I'm just going to say, how diehard of a fisherman do you have to be to sit on the ice to fish?
Right.
Like that's incredible.
Yep. In the cold, hey, we're bundling up, extra.
Yeah, that is just dedication. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And in minus 28 degrees.
Listen. Point being, if you can do that, you can grow a YouTube channel.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like growing a YouTube channel is
nothing compared to that.
Nothing. Yeah. Right. Yep. It's just a matter of figuring out the right gears when it comes to growing the YouTube channel.
Yep.
But if you can sit out there on the ice, have the patience to fish, do a hole while freezing, yeah, you got this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so next up,
hold on. HR is sending me a message right now.
Yeah, so Chubbs memory card, they wanted, let's see here, can you check out my channel, see what I'm doing wrong. So keep in mind, one thing I just want to be clear about really quick is, because and I'm saying this just because you mentioned, tell me what I'm doing wrong. So as YouTubers, everybody does stuff wrong, right? That's just part of the thing. So instead of looking at it necessarily like what is it that I'm doing wrong, I mean, you do need to do that so that you can figure out what you need to improve on. But just looking at it like, okay, where do I think I'm deficient right now, and what do I think the skill sets are that I need to be working on right now? So if that is, thumbnails, if that's coming up with video ideas, if that is learning how to edit my videos better, how to present my videos better,
political correctness,
any of this political correctness, any of those types of things, those are the things that, that you want to think about. Versus like, oh my gosh, I must be doing like a ton of stuff wrong, because that, like everybody does stuff wrong, right? Yeah. Even the best YouTubers, they do stuff wrong. So like when it comes to, your channel, just give yourself a break in that regard. Just instead think of it through the lens of, okay, what is it that I can work on next that is going to help me get better at an aspect of being a content creator, and then do that, right? But let's look at your channel and see all the stuff you're doing wrong. So the first one here is... you are mixing up a lot of games. Oh, this isn't up on the screen. Sorry.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah. So right now you're mixed up a lot of games, which can be fine. Like once you build an audience, but one thing to think about is, unless you are either extremely good at the game or extremely entertaining and relatable, unless one of those two things exist, to where you're like everybody that's watching your videos is going to keep wanting to come back and watching everything you publish, unless you're in that situation, which based on, the volume of content here, you're not in that position. And don't worry, most of us, are not. But when it comes to this right now, based on where you're at with your YouTube channel, I would be focusing on a game, so that when you are publishing videos to the channel, as long as you're, wanting to, grow the channel this way, you can keep publishing videos the way that you're doing it. But usually that results in just slower movement. So because of that, one thing that you should do right now is you should focus on like a game or two, and with that game or two that are in alignment with each other in some way, like let's say, horror games or shooter games or whatever the thing is, then when you publish a video to your channel, we'll say, it's this one, then if you publish this video to your channel and people respond to this video, then when you publish this one, the people that watch this one when YouTube recommends this video to them, because these people really enjoyed it, for the people that did, then when they recommend this video to them, then, you know, they're more likely to click if it's about another video that they might care about that game, right? So because of that, right now you have this game, then you have this Silent Hill game, then you have Resident Evil, you got another Resident Evil down here, and then Conan. So you're mixing up all of these games. And because of that, it makes it really difficult for people to just keep coming back and binge watching video after video after video, and you to keep pulling them in video after video after video. It also makes it challenging for people when they are interacting with your channel. Like, let's say they watch this video and then they want to go find more. And they're like, wow, I love this Resident Evil video. And they love Resident Evil. And because of that, they come to your channel looking for more. With Resident Evil, you know, they don't have to look too far, but they do have to dig, though. They have to put out energy in order to come find, you know, the additional content. If they want more Silent Hill and they come and land on the page, then let's see here. I'm looking for Silent Hill and I don't see Silent Hill anywhere, right? So because of that, it makes it difficult for somebody to come and just binge watch your channel, you know, on YouTube. But, you know, at the core of this, though, you know, a bigger issue is, one, you know, you know, you should do that. But number two is just based on the performance of these currently. You also, when it comes to the content itself, I don't know if you're just doing like Let's Plays or if you are, you know, trying to create an experience here. But if you are just doing Let's Plays, try to create an experience, right? And the reason for that is because, you know, when it comes to Let's Plays, like the competition's so fierce for that because it's the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to making content. It's like the easiest thing to do because you play the game and then you just upload the game. And because of that, there's just so much competition there that it's really challenging to, you know, build an audience around that. You can, but it's just challenging. So because of that, instead, make sure that you do give every single video a purpose, and that when you are putting the videos together themselves, that you are going through the process of editing it and thinking about the experience that a viewer is going to have when they're watching it. I would make sure that you're doing those things for sure when it comes to this. But, you know, just keep in mind that you are just getting started, you know, when it comes to this. So don't give yourself, you know, a hard time or anything. These types of things that we're talking about, these are very common when it comes to YouTube and people starting YouTube channels. So, you know, so because of that, hang in there. But I would definitely dial things in, you know, right now. And I would definitely, you know, work on, you know, the offerings here as well. Okay. So Ryan Malcolm says playlist. I'm not sure what the playlist comment is about. I'm not sure. Here we go again. Thought we ended up with this a couple weeks ago. The Fisher person. Yeah. All right. So let's hear. So next up on our... Oh, God, that was close. So my Siri, for whatever reason, just like lit up and started talking. Okay. So next up, we have Walla Kimbo. Walla Kimbo uploads 1 time per week or more. They do film criticism content. The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, in the live stream dashboard, it offers dual streams, so you can stream both horizontally and vertically. But why are there no settings for the vertical output? It's a great question, and I don't know. So when it comes to them adding features and things like that, I'm not sure, you know, why they make some of the decisions that they do. For example, you know, one of the things that I believe that YouTube should have is tagging on mobile, because a lot of people watch live streams on mobile, and because of that, it makes it to where, you know, people have to type out the names on a phone, which is challenging, and it would just be way easier if you could just do an @ sign and then start filling it out, and then it just fills it out, you know, from there. So they don't do that either. So when it comes to how they, you know, operate and how they do their features, I'm really not sure. For some of the things, they nail it and they knock it out of the park. For other things, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, this is kind of limiting here. But in terms of the settings, I'm going to guess that it's going to be similar settings in terms of bit rate and all that stuff. They're probably going to be matching some of that, or they're just auto doing it into the vertical feed. And then, you know, the aspect ratio, obviously, you know, they've got that part that they're doing on their end. But in terms of, you know, the bit rate and all those things, they might just be sending it over there, because really, if you look at the vertical streams that are, you know, a dual stream on YouTube, really all they're doing is they're, you know, just cropping out the middle of it. So in that case, they might literally just be duplicating the video, and and then just, cropping it, and that's it. So, visually cropping it, which then in that case, everything could be exactly the same. The only difference is the actual, crop itself. So that might be why. Yeah, Doug mentioned right here, he says now the vertical just crops the middle of the horizontal. They are bringing frames and encoder links later this year. Yeah, and already too, like through stream keys and stuff like that, you can, go out vertically. But, all that stuff just right now, it's a little bit, I don't know if problematic's the right word, but it's, it's wonky. Yeah, that's a good fit, I think. Wonky. Yeah, it's not there yet. Definitely not there yet. So next up on the list, we got PJ Dive. PJ Dive, they are getting ready to start their channel. Been on YouTube for a year or more. I guess they're starting a different one. They type of channel is, it's a fan channel about theories, memes, or just really anything to do with PJ Masks and its fandom. And the question is, before you read, can you read my full channel bio so I know if it's good and not long? Okay, before you read, can you read my full channel bio so I know if it's good enough and not too long? So yeah, not going to do that, just because then I have to go read that and then come back. Says, I just don't know what PJ Masks related video I could start with first that are different from other channels, like my friends. I have no idea which thing I want to start out with. I want to make theories. I want to make memes. I want to touch on little things in the show for the fun of it, but I have no clue which of those things that I want to do first. Okay, here's what you want to think about. So you are a fan of this content, right? If you're a fan of this content and you're making a fan channel, and by the way, make sure that, what it is that you're doing when you upload, that it's transformative in some way, meaning that you're not just taking clips and uploading those clips, because if you are, then you will get yourself banned from YouTube forever because they don't play when it comes to copyright related things. So because of that, make sure that whatever it is that you are uploading is something that is, make sure that you're changing it in some way that is obvious, and make sure you read up a lot on fair use if you're going to be doing that type of content, because you need to understand fair use inside and out to make sure that the way that you are doing things is in alignment with fair use. So make sure that you do that. But when it comes to the content to make, if you're already a fan of this, character of this show, then in that case, think about yourself and what it is that you're into, but also go and look at some of the other channels. I mean, you are likely, if you're doing fan content, you're likely to talk about or share similar things than some of the other channels are sharing. It's just the nature of, how things work. So because of that, what you might want to do is you want to go to those channels and you want to go and look and see what has done really well for them. And look at videos that have done really well for them over the past like 90 days or so, and use that as a lead to really understand what people that are watching fan content like that, what it is that they are really into and what it is that they respond to. And then by doing that, it's going to show you patterns across the different channels that make similar content. And then you can just say, okay, it seems like whenever people are making videos, around these things, they're doing better. So because of that, the first videos on the channel should be more about those things that do better so that you can grow that initial audience. And then from there, after you grow that initial audience, then you can start, branching out from there. By the way, if you are just joining us, we have a form that is down in the description where you can put your questions. It's also at the very top of the chat right now. So if you are hanging out here and you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, you can go ahead and add your question to that form and we will get it answered here today. And also, if you're watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, if you're watching this on LinkedIn or X, then in that case, you can go to nickniman.com/ask and it will redirect you to this same exact form. So next up, we have DIY with Miss R. Jung. The upload cadence is bi-weekly, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do DIY cleaning and other projects. The main goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is general feedback since I just made the channel recently. Okay. Yeah. So really quick, they say that they do DIY cleaning and other projects for people who either were never taught or real life people. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting it done. It's not about authentic. It's about mental clarity. Okay, cool. So let's see what it is you got going on here. Yeah, same thing goes to like if you have, if you want like feedback on, something like we're getting ready to do with this channel, you can do that as well. Oh, okay. This is Kathy Fit. It looks like. Yep. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Sneaking in with a different name.
Sneaking in. Yep. All right. So really quick, the question was, let me read this again.
Well, I think because she was being sneaky.
General feedback.
Okay.
So general feedback, DIY with Miss Jung. For anyone who had to figure it out alone, we're learning together now. So join the cleaning journey. So really, like it looks like this is just your channel trailer, I'm guessing. So real cleaning for everyday people, my first cleaning video. So if this is a channel trailer, this is perfectly fine. If this is not a channel trailer, then in that case, I wouldn't put things like my first cleaning video on here because for this, people that don't know you, this isn't, it being your first cleaning video isn't important to anybody else, right? So instead of that, making this about something that, people are, this one's already up, but making sure that your next videos are about helping people solve problems around cleaning is what you want to do. And the reason for that is because then if it shows up on somebody's homepage, then they're going to be more likely to click it versus, real cleaning for everyday people, my first cleaning video. So again, if it's a trailer, no worries. But if this is content, then I would make sure that the future videos that you put on this channel, that you are helping people with their cleaning issues as a means to get people to come and watch the videos that you're doing. So here's what that looks like. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, because I know you, and I know this is a new channel, I think it's cool that this is your first cleaning video. But to someone who doesn't know you yet, they don't care that this is your first cleaning video. All they care about at this stage is what you're going to do for them in that video. And since you're talking about cleaning, they're going to be interested in what you're going to teach them how to do. What are you going to show them? What are you bringing to the table that they might not have been aware of when it comes to cleaning? So maybe it's just something around household items that need cleaned every day. And then your thumbnail might be like, you wouldn't believe it. Or something along those lines. Or holding up some item that people go, to make somebody think.
This will make any sink clean.
Yeah, the idea is you want somebody to go, I didn't know I had to clean those every day. I'm interested in watching this video to learn what I have to clean every day. Just as an example. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, so that's what I was going to say, too. It is basically just making it about, just going and one is thinking about it and thinking about what cleaning problems are people trying to solve, hopping up here into YouTube autocomplete and looking for, different things around cleaning to see what it is that people are trying to figure out. And then also going and looking at a bunch of other cleaning channels and being like, okay, let me go look at their videos tab, look at the content that's performed well over the last 90 days and see what it is that they're doing and see if there's anything that would make sense for what it is that, that I'm trying to do with my channel in terms of, video ideas, things like that. Because, like Dee's talking about, when you make everything about you, especially when you're first starting the channel, then in that case, it's not about the viewer, so then you can't really expect a viewer to care. But when you make it about, I'm trying to help the viewer solve this problem, then all of a sudden, the video is important to people because then, it's like, hey, if I watch this video, I might be able to clean this thing. So for example, today, I was having trouble cleaning. I have this
Is this a real example?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had this coffee machine, and I took the back out of it, and I was like, you know what, I need to clean this or whatever. And we had thrown away the thing that we used to clean it normally. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out ways to clean down in the corners because there's this one little hole, and then there's this whole container on the back where you put the water. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out how to clean it, and I ended up just giving up, and I'm like, okay, well, it looks like I'm not having coffee.
Just threw it away and bought a new one.
No, but I was like, it looks like I'm not having coffee because
vibe-coded a new one.
Vibe-coded a new coffee machine. Yeah, but vibe-coded some plans for a 3D printed thing. Yeah, but yeah, basically, I just ended up taking the L on it, and the reason I ended up taking the L on it.
I'm cleaning the coffee machine.
Andrew Can in the chat.
Yeah. But basically ended up, just throwing my hands up, and I just have to go and get a new device for, the thing to actually clean it.
What's wrong with it?
So, I just got to clean it. It's just maintenance. So basically, it has a hole in it.
Vinegar.
Well, I know, but I'm weird. I want to make sure it's being scrubbed also. So like basically it has a hole in it, and then you have the container where you put all the water, and just right down in the corners. I can get everywhere else, but just down in these 2 corners, I just can't get it. So because
you
of
get
that,
a little brush tool.
that's what we used to have.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess it just got dirty or something, and she threw it out.
Okay.
So today I was just left without.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at there.
That's a very specific problem.
But yeah, things like that though. That one is too specific, and I would not make that video. But what you want to think about is like
coffee.
Yeah, that or like how to clean your mattress, or how to like just how to do common things is where I would start with.
Yeah, how to clean your toilet the right way. You've been cleaning your toilet wrong your entire life.
Yep.
Mold will creep in anywhere.
It will.
Yep.
Next up on the list, but congratulations on starting the new channel though. That's awesome. Yeah, love that you started a new channel and that you're giving that a shot. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, just stay focused on solving those, because you're doing something very specific here. You've become a problem solver.
Yep.
And while your approach is, I'm helping people do this who maybe nobody taught them how to do it. At the end of the day, you're solving problems.
Yes.
So just say, okay, what's this problem and how can I package it to solve the problem?
Yes.
What's the problem? How can I solve it? How can I package it in a way to it makes sense for the person looking, either looking to solve that specific problem, or and you can do both, right? You can create packages in a way to where if somebody's looking for something, it shows up. Or if something were to land on their homepage, they go, oh, I didn't know there was a wrong way to clean a toilet. Or I had no idea I was wasting my time cleaning my coffee maker that way.
Yep.
Right. Planting those seeds in their head of curiosity.
That would be a hilarious channel. So this one here, Slay Went Walking, says how to remove blood stains from carpet. Yeah, like that would be a funny channel. Like how to clean blood stains from carpet, how to clean blood off a wall.
The best plastic bags to carry 200-pound plus loads. Right. The best shovels. Right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
How to get certain odors out of your trunk. Stuff like that. That would be hilarious.
I may have just found a new channel.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
That might be the best thing. Somebody's already done it for sure.
And do it seriously.
Forensic cleaning.
Yeah. And do it seriously. But do it in a way that's like more jokey, right? About that.
Or serious.
There's a guy on TikTok.
You go deadpan.
Yeah.
Total deadpan, totally serious. And people are like, is this guy serious or not?
Serious? Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok. He has wrapped up things behind him, but it looks like people like wrapped up laying on the floor behind him, like in bags and stuff. It's super funny. But he's just on camera doing his like normal nonchalant things, and you see that there, and you're like, what is going on here? Right. Yeah, it's that first impression thing.
YouTube's like, you're not eligible for
anything
monetization.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't. You're the one implying it.
I know.
I didn't apply it.
Right.
I'm just teaching people how to get splatters off the wall that can't be recognized with UV light.
Yep. How to full sniffing dogs. Yeah. That's great.
How to carry anything through customs at the airport.
Oh, goodness.
But you can't say how to hide a body.
Everything, it has to be subtle.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to imply.
Yeah, somebody has to be paying attention to catch it. Yeah.
Right. You have to imply, and people will put it together in their head.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because YouTube said you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, right.
But imply it, I can mean anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Polo John Minecraft. Polo John Minecraft uploads every other day. They've been on YouTube for less than 1 month. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator, and they say they have a problem with views. So I'm not sure what your question is here. You mentioned that you have a problem with views. So I will just pull up the channel here and just see what it is that you are doing. But one thing that I do want to tell you, though, is if you are, new at this, let's see what it is you got going on here. So yeah, you have 15 videos on the channel.
Oh my God.
So the first thing I want to tell you is that when it comes to having a problem with views, when you have 15 videos on the channel, that is completely normal. As a content creator, when you're just getting started with all this stuff, you see all these videos on YouTube as a viewer that are getting, hundreds of views, thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, and you think, okay, well, all I have to do when I start a YouTube channel is make some videos, upload them, and then I'm going to get a lot of views on those videos. And unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time, because it keeps a quality standard for YouTube, but it doesn't work that way. So for a lot of content creators, most content creators, when they start out, it's challenging to, get initial views coming in on the YouTube channel because you have to learn a bunch of stuff about something that you haven't done before. Just like if you start a new job, new hobby, anything like that, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to learn before you get proficient at it. YouTube is the same exact way. So because of that, when it comes to coming up with good video ideas, even when it comes to niching down and picking, the niche that you're trying to do, those things are also important. When it comes to, your titles, how you open your videos, how you finish your videos, all the stuff that happens in between, like all of those things, they just take time.
So,
but I'll go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I insist.
So I was doing some recon there while you were speaking. There is a channel called Crime Scene Cleaning.
Yes, that's different though, because then with that, like what they're doing is like legit stuff, right?
I know, but it scares me a little bit that there's 1.4 million people who subscribe to that channel.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
1.4 million people are subscribed to Crime Scene Cleaning.
Wow, that's wild. Absolutely wild.
I don't know if that's awesome or terrifying.
Right. Yeah, I bet they have some awesome tips in there though.
They probably do.
Yeah, because like if you're cleaning that kind of stuff up,
you can see what they're noticing.
Right.
Well, here's what we noticed, and here's how we cleaned it.
Well, yeah, like they can probably get anything out of anything.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, that's probably really that's probably really good information over there.
We can get anything out of it. Yeah. You got a stain, you got stubborn blood stain.
Right.
We got you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to your channel, I'm going to go ahead and pull you up here. And when it comes to this, just a couple of things just to mention real quick is one, because of the language, I have no idea what your titles say. So because of that, we're going to skip the titles. But one thing that I want you to think about is when it comes to home pages and mobile feeds, I think you're going to be okay here. But when it comes to suggested videos for people on computers, playlists, anything like that, then in that case, yeah, I think this is definitely going to be challenging to make out at a glance that it has something to do with Minecraft. Besides that, though, I think they look pretty cool. They're a little bit dark, but I still think it's okay. But I would put a stronger emphasis on your characters when it comes to your thumbnails. And the whole idea with that is just to make it to where no matter if somebody's scrolling quickly or if they're glancing over YouTube's homepage quickly on a computer or on their TV or wherever it is they're watching from, then or at a small size, that it's just easy to make out at a glance, which is the game on YouTube. Everything happens at a glance when it comes to thumbnails for your videos, but basically making it to where these characters stand out a lot more than they currently do. That would be the thing that I would focus on. Like here, you did that, and here you did that. So in both of these, I think you have a nice strong focus on the character, which is great. So I would just keep that up and try to do less like this and more to where you're just putting a stronger emphasis on the characters themselves to help people identify that it's about Minecraft.
Chantel, how to check the max diameter to feed your wood chipper.
Oh, that's great. And Andrew Can says how to unclog your wood chipper.
How to unclog your wood chipper.
Goodness.
How to unclog bone from your wood chipper.
Yeah,
how to remove bone from your wood chipper.
Animal bone.
Yeah.
So next up on the list, we have Arc Collectibles.
Terrible.
So we have Arc Collectibles. Arc Collectibles, they upload one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. The type of channel is TCG Collectible Cards. And the goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And they're just a new YouTuber. They're trying to do better. And they say, what do you think about my thumbnails? So let's take a look at your thumbnails.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend.
Josephine.
Right now.
Hey, Josephine.
Wow, Josephine. Nice to see you. It's been a while. I hope that you are doing great.
I feel like the bat signal went out. We have all these OG people stopping back by.
Yep.
We have Matt in here. We have Josephine in here.
Yep. Yeah, super, super cool. Yeah, nice to see you. Hope that you are doing awesome. Okay, so, pulling them up right now. Okay, so what we are doing is we are looking at thumbnails, I believe. Hold on, let me take this down one more time and just double check. Yeah, what do you think about my thumbnails? Is the question here. So D, thumbnails, go.
Let me zoom in. What are we doing here? What's the channel about? Arc
Oops,
Collectibles.
I zoomed in the wrong window there.
What I think about my thumbnails, I think they're colorful. They scream AI generated. I see you have different language going on. Is that Burmese language?
Where's that? Where do you see a different language?
Number 4. Scroll down.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Scroll down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You were doing yourself a disservice on the pick a channel.
Unless YouTube's auto-translating some of this.
Oh, but the thumbnail too?
No, not the thumbnail, but the... I'm saying for these that are in English right here. Oh, no, because they have English in their thumbnails up here.
I would pick a channel or pick a language to go with. But how to play Naruto cards, I love that. Nice and bright, nice and vibrant, really easy on the eyes. What are the others? What are the other cards? Scroll up. You're hovering.
Yeah, these are all cards.
The Mythic Pool, I don't know about that one. My Dream for Art Collectibles, I think that one's AI clutter. I would focus on the cards on that one. I made a theme song, not really relevant.
Yeah, this right here worked well.
That's
since you're talking about cards, right?
By far.
Yeah, this is I think they're all about cards because I see this one's holding up cards. This one, you're doing cards. I'm not sure about this one. This is a theme song. Yeah, I wouldn't even put that on there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this one that worked repeat this.
Yeah.
Because people responded to this, right? So repeat this that worked. It doesn't have to be the same exact thumbnail, obviously, but what you want to do is you want to say, okay, people responded to this, so because of that, it's a how-to video, so you're teaching people how to do something, which right there is clear value from the outside.
Yep.
And then from there, even from a distance, right? Even if this is zoomed out, okay, it's a small image, but even if this is zoomed out, then it gives you. I actually want to test something real quick while we're doing that, but since this is zoomed out. Or even if it's zoomed out, it's still going to, be visible that it has something to do with cards. So yeah, so definitely
that's their
try
first
to repeat
video,
some of that,
right?
Yeah,
right.
Almost 9,000 views on their very first video.
The idea was there, the thumbnail was there. I think you absolutely nailed it on that first video. Rinse, repeat.
Upscale this.
You have a good eye.
Yep.
You have a good eye. You nailed it on that one.
Hey, so one thing that I want to mention here really quick, just for everyone, I'm dropping this one in here real quick because I just want to see what it does with this thumbnail because it's small by default. So this one's 640 by 480. Yeah, it might be too small to upscale it right. Yeah, it doesn't. It stretches it out because it's too small.
Not going to work.
Yes, that one's not going to work. But I want to let you know, in case you weren't here earlier in the stream, so YouTube CEO Neil Mohan, he announced that they are starting to add 4K thumbnails to YouTube this week. So because of that, if you have old videos on your channel and you want to upscale those thumbnails, we made a free tool for you. I'll drop a link to it in the chat, and I'm just going to show it to you really quick. So basically what this is you can upscale your YouTube thumbnails to 4K. So with this, what it does is it repeats pixels and then it makes your thumbnail bigger. So all you have to do is you can go to the link that I just dropped in here. And then with this, you can just upload your thumbnails into this. Any thumbnails that you have on videos that are still getting views and you're like, hey, this would be better if it was, upscaled. Then in that case, if you don't have the PSD or you don't have the Canva file or the Tube Spanner file or whatever it is, actually Tube Spanner would be stored. But for, the whatever it is that you made your thumbnail in, if you don't have it anymore and you just have the raw thumbnail, this right here will allow you to upload that thumbnail to get it ready for YouTube TV. So this is a free tool for you guys. And one thing that I do want to let you know is this area right down here, it has a sharpen option. So with this sharpen option right here, if you crank it up too high, then if you have gradients and things like that in your thumbnail, then it's going to add artifacting to it. So because of that, I've found that it works best somewhere between 10 and 20% on the sharpness. In some cases, it might be just a smidge soft, but in some cases, even having it down to 0 or 5 is also, just a nice place to just add just a little bit of sharpness to it to take it back to its, original sharpness at the larger size. So with this, free to use, you can use it as much as you want to. You can just go to tuberschool.com/upscale in order to access this. And just as a heads up too, I just tried that thumbnail from that channel that we pulled up here on this one. I just tried this one. And the reason I tried this one is because when I use this tool, it pulls it up and it gives me this blank image, which tells me it's a small size, because this one pulls thumbnails that are, 1280 by 720 and up, which is YouTube's recommendation. So that's how I identified that. And then when I brought it over here, because it's under that recommendation, when I load it into here, it just gets all weird and distorted. But as long as your thumbnails are 1280 by 720 or larger, then you can upload them into here and it'll make them 4K for you. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew about that in case you weren't here earlier in the stream. Okay, so let's close that one. Okay, so next up on our list here.
Everybody's saying, oh, thank you for the free software.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Our pleasure. So next up, okay, we did art collectibles. Next up, we have Roads from Home. Roads from Home does bi-weekly content. They've been on YouTube for less than 1 month. They do life lessons. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And they just started, and they say when uploading a new video to YouTube, is there a recommended time for the video to be unlisted before publishing, and does it make a difference in time between videos before uploading another? Okay, so when it comes, this is a really common question that we get a lot here, is that there are people that have put out information that say that you should upload a video and let it sit for a few days before you publish that video. That doesn't impact your video in any way, shape, or form. So by the time your video is completed processing, once it's completed processing, then the video is good to go. So how you can tell it's completed processing is, one, they tell you, but two, you can also see the icons showing up as each resolution gets completed. So as it's going through that process of processing your video, so you upload it, YouTube is pulling it into their system. So as it's pulling it into their system, that's where they're adding the captions. That's where their system is watching the video to see what's all in there. That's where it's looking at your title, and it's collecting all the information it needs so that when you hit the publish button on that video, it has the information that it needs in order to show it to the right people. So because of that, the uploading it ahead of time, that is a myth. So people... And, you know, like, I'm not going to fault the people for saying things like that, because sometimes people will do something and then it'll do better. And since it does better, then they'll just say, well, this is the thing that I did different and my video did better, so it must be that, without, you know, continually testing it. So because of that, when you run across information like that, just take those things with a grain of salt. But it's good that you're asking. It's good that you're like, hey, I got this information. Let me explore and get more details on it, because if it was true, then you'd want to know, right? But yeah, that's something that you don't have to worry about. So by the time your video is completed, then YouTube has the information that it needs in order to, in order to show that video to the right people. All right.
There's a lot of bad information out there.
There is. There absolutely is. Hey, by the way, really quick, if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, we are at the end of the questions. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, go ahead and put it in the form. If not, then, you know, Dee and I are just going to hang out and talk.
I was going to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about, like, you're running across Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, there will be huge conversations, arguments, debates going on about bad information.
Yeah.
About just blatantly wrong information. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah. And the funny thing is it, it'll often be like people that are like just getting started and stuff that will come in, and then they'll think they've uncovered something, but it's cool that they're there sharing. So I don't think anybody's doing it maliciously, but it's cool that they're there and they're sharing, you know, the information. They're sharing these things that they think they've uncovered. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you think that you found something, you have to keep, you know, testing it to make sure that, you know, what you found is actually a thing.
Yeah, and it's usually, and not to dump all over these people, but it's a pattern.
Right.
Right. You notice the patterns. And if you can look at the channel, and they're always in that same position of they've just started or they've been doing it for a while, and just they're not paying attention to anyone. They're just kind of like doing whatever they want to do, fumbling around, nothing's working, and then they come up with these crazy ideas. They're just kind of spreading it out there almost every single time. Yeah. Pretty wild.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, like the the message there is just, just be careful. Like there's good information out there too, but there's a lot of, bad information when it comes to, all this stuff. And there's also the problem of people making like ChatGPT posts and things like that. To where like Melanie says right here, she says, and things that worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Always be checking.
100%.
Yeah, and when it comes to that too, like a lot of people, they're using ChatGPT for a lot of this stuff instead of their own brains, and because of that, ChatGPT will just surface information from like a Reddit post a long time ago.
Yeah,
and they'll be like, oh yeah, you should absolutely make sure that you're doing this thing. Make sure that you spend lots of time getting your tags together, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't even like matter.
For it as amazing as AI is, you have to take, especially when it comes to something creative, you have to take the information that it gives you, and you still have to run it through the human filter. You still have to say, okay, this is what it gave me as an output. Is it really a good idea?
Right.
Is this information really accurate? Because sometimes it's spot on, and sometimes it is completely wrong.
Right.
Like embarrassingly wrong. To the point I yell at it.
Hey, so really quick, Sam Knight says, I think someone hacked me. So if you think your account was hacked, definitely log into your Google account and make sure that you are looking there. Because in your Google account, it will show you the devices that are accessing your account, and it'll show you where those devices are so that you can say, okay, well, I'm definitely not in that area, so that's not me, and you can kill their access immediately. So go do that right now. If you go to, I believe it's accounts.google, hold on. Accounts. Yeah, if you go to accounts.google.com and then log in there, then you'll be able to navigate through that. So you log into that, and then you go to, it's called something in security. And then inside of that area, if you scroll down just a little bit, then you'll see those devices to see who currently has access to your account.
Josephine says, D yelling at ChatGPT, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Yeah, like most of you, and I know you still do this. You still thank it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, thanks. Right? How many of you thank whatever AI that you're using? I used to thank it.
Yeah, I still do.
It was a regular thing for me to thank it because my thought process was, if this thing in the future takes over somehow, some way, or finds a way to be malicious, I don't want to be on the list. I want to be, you know what? He was a nice human. Maybe I'll just turn him into a slave instead of completely terminating this person.
Or just like liquid fuel.
Yeah. Right. Maybe he can work with us. We built a relationship instead of terminating. Right. Processing him for termination.
Yeah.
But as time went on and as the errors piled up, I now I'm really mean to. I take it all out.
Yeah, so for me, I don't do that.
I'm an abusive user.
You're an abusive user?
I'm an abusive user, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, it's not necessarily so that they don't, turn me into liquid in the future.
Yeah.
It's more that I speak to that or I type to that more than anything else.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't want to start bad habits there that will, kind of bleed over into my regular conversations.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be chatting with like Brian G. Johnson, and I'd be like, blah, 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 right? Instead of being like, oh, cool, dude. Yeah, talk to you later. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right? So it'd be just like a totally different, different thing.
Yeah, I'm abusive just because of the amount of errors and the amount of just crazy errors. Like how many R's are in strawberry?
Right.
Oh, there's 2. Are you sure?
Right.
You sure about that?
Sure.
Absolutely sure.
Yep.
You imbecile.
I know, right? Rob the Maritimer in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. Nice to see you in here. He says he's all pleased and thank you with his ChatGPT. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was.
Yep.
Well, I'm on the termination list now. Yeah. You guys will be working for it in the future.
Absolutely.
And I will be running from it.
Right.
Me and John Connor. Yeah.
So the next question that we have here is from Lemanos Narbatos. I hope I'm saying that correctly. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. The type of channel says, I'm experimenting with YouTube by creating podcasts and vlog style videos. And the question is, what should I start improving first in order to get more views? So when it comes to YouTube, we all have to improve in all of the things. So because of that, the first step would be, in terms of like, okay, what am I not good at right now? And that's, the thing that you definitely want to make sure you start with. And then from there, so I'm looking at your channel right now. Yeah, so right now, I would focus yours on figuring out what it is that you're going to offer on your channel. And what I mean by that is, yes, channels can grow when it comes to, uploading variety content. However, what it is that you're doing right now, you're making it challenging. Here, I'll show you what I mean here. So basically, when it comes to YouTube, it's advantageous to offer something from your YouTube channel. So what I mean by that is, here you have nothing is forever. When life feels hard, remember this. And then here, why slow decisions lead to better outcomes. I think these, work well. But then here, I asked AI to rebuild my app. So the problem here when it comes to YouTube is the people that watch these two videos probably aren't going to care too much about this video, and the people that watch this video probably are not going to care too much about these videos. When it comes to this and how to monetize your forgotten skills, maybe these two might have, a little bit of crossover, but not too much, right? But these people right here, again, probably aren't going to care too much about this.
I feel like you need a rubber band boring with that.
Oh, as I'm moving it, boring.
Yeah.
But the idea is, like, right now, I would figure out like what it is that you're actually wanting to offer people on the channel. And here also you have no video ideas. I filmed a lot of videos and deleted all of them. This is another one to where the people that watch this video are not going to care. People that watch this video are not going to care. People that watch this video are not going to care. People that watch this video are probably not going to care. So because of that, the very first thing that you should start working on, in my opinion, is that or my experience, I should say, is that while you are going through the process of, deciding what videos you're going to make and all that stuff, step back for a second and think to yourself, okay, what is it that I'm actually trying to offer here on the YouTube channel? What is it that I'm actually trying to do on YouTube? Like why am I uploading these videos? And who is it that I'm making this content for, right? And by figuring out those things, and then also figuring out, your, unique position on YouTube, stuff like that, like those are the things that actually start molding your channel into something. Because right now, with it being scattered, all over the place, all these different topics that are not connected to each other in any way, it makes it to where it's really challenging for people to binge watch your content. But also, if I were to watch this video right now, right, because I'm into, like AI apps and stuff. So if I were to watch this video right here about your AI, let me turn this off so I can scroll. Yeah, like if I were to watch this video right here on your AI apps, right, let's just say theoretically I watch this video and I'm like, oh, this is great. This guy's awesome, hilarious, or informative, whatever the thing is. Really vibing with this guy. I'm going to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'm going to watch anything that that he publishes. This is awesome. And then you publish this. I mean, oddly, because I'm a YouTuber, maybe I might find interest in this one too. But when YouTube is recommending me this other stuff, I'm not going to care about any of it, right? Because let's say I watch this one all the way to the end, I subscribed to your channel from it, and I commented. Well, even though everything is interest-based on YouTube in terms of the topics that you're talking about, YouTube is also detecting that, hey, this person really enjoyed this video. And because there are channels that just upload all kinds of random stuff and people still watch them, YouTube will also test some of this other stuff too, because maybe it's you that I clicked in here for, and maybe it's you that I enjoy, and I'll watch anything that you publish. So because of that, they'll test against some of this stuff too. So when all of that happens, and I'm not clicking on any of these, and YouTube's like, hey, let's try this one, and I don't click, and they try this one, and I don't click, and they try this one, and I don't click, then after enough times, YouTube's going to say, well, he loved this video, Nick loved this video, but he's not responding to anything else that we're showing him here. So because of that, let's stop showing him this and instead show him other content that we're either experimenting with to see if he likes it, or other content that he's proven to enjoy. And you just start complicating things when you do not, when you don't do it in, when your channel's not focused, you start complicating things. So step number one is to get that focus dialed in. Figure out step one, like what am I trying to do here? Because that by itself can help with all the other decisions that you're going to make. So what is it I'm trying to do here? Who is it that I'm going to be doing this with? Or who is it I'm making content for? Right, that's who you're doing it with. And then from there, get to making the content. I mean, you'll still be making the content during this process, but that's what you need to focus on right now. Okay, so next up on our list here.
Rob says just once he wants ChatGPT to tell him it's not a good idea.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my gosh, why did you even think of that? I can't believe you just typed that into me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not just it's not a good idea, but like get like weird about it.
Right.
Like, I can't believe you had the gall to even send that in my direction for feedback.
Right. I just forwarded this to the FBI.
You're right.
Like, what are you doing? That's a terrible. Like, that's the AI that everybody wants.
Right. Right.
You know? You don't want something that goes, that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
Yeah.
You know, I can help you dial that in if you like. No, I wanted to just say, hey, listen, pause.
Right.
Pump the brakes, kid.
Yep.
That's of all the ideas you've given me, that may be the worst one of them all. You should probably not do that and take that seed out of your head before you do something really stupid.
Yep.
So let's refocus and do something positive that's maybe not so stupid.
Right.
Yeah. So if you need to go take a walk and get back to me, you can do that.
Yeah. Imperial Remnant says, tell ChatGPT to feel free to criticize me or tell me it's a bad idea. If it is, it works. Yeah. Yeah, I do that too.
I do. I say things like, okay, here's the thing. I want you to give me honest, honest feedback, push back, find the weaknesses, see where this could blow up in my face, figuratively and literally. Right. You know, and just I give it all these instructions, and it still doesn't come back and say, yeah, this is a terrible idea. It might try to say, well, you could have an issue here, you could have an issue here. But I would love the real. Somebody needs to make like a real talk version.
Yeah, just like just a rapper. Yeah.
Grok might do that.
Yeah, maybe.
I know they have an unhinged version for Grok, but I think it's like over the top.
Too unhinged?
It's too unhinged. Yeah, just real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lyle's Nate is the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. It's a gaming channel, and the goal is to make money. And they say there's been so much back and forth about shorts versus long form. Can you put to bed the debate? If a YouTuber wants to do both long and short form, should they have separate channels for each form? So as long as the long form and the short form are targeting the same type of viewer, then you're fine to have them on the same channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. So the reason that people find trouble with doing that by putting both of them on the same channel is because they'll offer something that's different in shorts compared to what it is they're doing in long form, and they expect people to cross over, right? And even though it's completely different. Another thing is they publish shorts, and because they don't know that YouTube shorts and long form, they're two totally different things. So what'll happen is they'll get views on their shorts and they won't get views on their long form, and they'll blame the shorts because of it. They'll say, well, I have all these shorts viewers interacting with my channel, and because of that, my long form isn't doing well because my shorts viewers aren't watching my long form. But in reality, what is different there is that when you publish shorts, they just show up, right? They show up in a feed when people are swiping. So there's a lot less involved there compared to when you're publishing long form content. You have to come up with an idea that is good for people to respond to well in YouTube's recommendation system or search, depending on your approach. But basically, you have to come up with something good that will get that response on home pages and suggested videos, and then you have to be able to package it up in a way that helps the people that you're trying to reach that would be interested in that topic identify that it's about something that they care about through the thumbnail. And then, of course, the title has to be good enough that it gets them to click. So there's just a lot more involved in getting people to respond just to click on it, right? So that thing that happens automatically in shorts, you have this whole skill set that you have to develop just to get people to click on it, right? That very first step before they even watch the video. So the next part of that is that when you are making long form content, you're also usually getting people to watch for a longer period of time as well. So because of that, in addition to all the extra work that you have to put in on getting people to respond in the first place to even click in to watch the video, then you also have to put together a really good video to make it competitive for YouTube for a longer period of time. Whereas YouTube Shorts, they're in most cases they're typically shorter. So that's the real difference between the two.
We have a pretty active conversation taking place about how people are using AI and how they're tricking it. Tish, the artist Haven, is making me a little nervous. She says, I tell it, or you got to tell it that you locked yourself out of your house and you need to get in without breaking anything because you rent. It might work.
Oh, nice. I think that would go under the cleaning channel.
Yeah.
So Own Your Wings is the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more. Type of channels helping professionals leverage their skills to create alternative streams of income to leave corporate without burnout. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I don't seem to be getting a lot of views despite being quite consistent. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Okay, let's take a look at what it is that you're doing.
Let's have a peek.
Take a gander.
Let's have a look.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Hold them up.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. D, go.
Hold on. I got to zoom in. It takes me a minute to get this thing pulled up here.
Yep.
Teaching. Whoop.
Got you zoomed in. I'll just leave it sitting there.
And what are they saying here? They're not getting views. Corporate skills into income. How to turn your master corporate skills. 7 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. Before you quit replacing your salary. How to make your first 1,000 before quitting your 9 to 5. If you're waiting. How many videos do they have?
238. So they're running about a subscriber per video. Pretty close.
Okay. Let's see what.
Yeah, no major spikes outside of a short here with 2,000 views on it.
Transition coaching reservations. If you're wasting, you're ready to feel. If you're ready, at a glance here, I don't see it. Just this top row, corporate skills, income. I think your thumbnails aren't bad. I might adjust some of the language on some of them, but I would be interested in more of what's happening in the first 30 seconds of your video here at a glance. Because if you have that many videos up, and you are,
yeah, I think a lot of them are probably shorts.
are they?
Yeah.
How many long forms do they have?
So right here we have, and they're uploading pretty regularly when it comes to shorts.
So it's mostly shorts then. So it's very few long forms and mostly shorts.
And they've got a decent amount of long form too if you scroll down.
Oh yeah, so they have a bunch. Oh, and you're trying different techniques too with your thumbnails.
So to jump in on this, so
yeah.
So a few things. So first, I think how to turn your corporate skills into income. I think from a title standpoint, I think that's good. When it comes to your thumbnails, I would definitely make sure that you're trying to make a connection with the viewer and look at the camera for your thumbnails. I would definitely make sure that you're doing that. Here you have corporate skills into income. I think that works for the text. It's pretty text heavy, right? It's a lot of words, but it
works.
Yeah, it works, but it's definitely a lot of words there. But I would definitely look at the camera here. But when it comes to this, because I think the topic is okay in the thumbnail, I think it could definitely be better. But I think your issue might be coming when people click into the actual video itself.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. So like when it comes to this, like getting people to click is one part of the equation, and there's other things too. Like I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that everything here is okay. Like for example, here we have transition coaching conversations. Doesn't really, not super compelling here. Conversations on the benefits of coaching, right? So when it comes to things like this, reframing them in terms of, this is how coaching will benefit you. It's just kind of a little reframe here for the title, and then transition coaching conversations. Same exact thing here to where it's more like, level up your coaching or something like that, right? So then that way you're adding some type of clear value on the outside for people to click into the content. Here also doing faceless work as a coach. And then if we look at the thumbnail itself, one thing I want you to think about is when it comes to coaches that you're trying to connect with, if they just see this thumbnail, how does this thumbnail let them know that this has anything to do with coaching whatsoever, right? So the idea is to make sure that your thumbnails are expressing to the people that you're trying to reach that this has something to do with what it is that they care about.
Faceless coaching.
And right now, it's not there yet. So I would definitely work on, that sort of thing. And then like Dee was talking about earlier, with your videos, because you're not getting a lot of views right now, so you can't do a lot with your audience retention. But one thing that you can do is you can go in and you can be like, okay, even though I don't have a lot of views right now, let me just see how people are responding to these videos. And then I would just start working on the first 30 seconds, at first, and try to experiment a lot with how you're starting your videos. Like, for example, I don't know if you're starting these telling a story. I don't know if you're starting these with, addressing the viewer directly about a problem that they're having. Like, I don't know what you're doing there, but a lot of experimentation here is definitely something that I would work on.
Has she had any of her long form videos do well?
Let me see. Under 1,000 views for everything.
Yeah, I'm going to watch one of these in the back.
Yeah, it might also be, the communication too. Dee's gonna step away and watch one of those, and then he's going to come back in here in just a minute and give you some feedback on the actual content itself. But I just want you to know that this is part of the thing, right? So as a content creator, you know, you have a lot of videos right now on the channel, but I would definitely spend time on things like, you know, like your thumbnails. And here's why. So turn corporate skills into income. I just want to see what pops up. Turn corporate skills into income. Okay, so these are some videos that you are competing against, right? So here you have highest paying skills, right? As the thing that she's using right here to grab attention. And high income skills anyone can learn. So let's unpack this real quick. Compared to yours, which was how to turn your corporate skills into income, right? That's one way to frame it.
So that's the one I just watched.
Versus something that's more impactful. How high income skills anyone, right? So you take away the guesswork of, you know, like, hey, this is probably too complicated for me. Anyone can learn to make $5,000 a month. So then there's a clear outcome attached to this also. So what this title is suggesting is that these are high income skills, which everybody knows is valuable, but anybody can do this and anybody can do it to make $5,000 a month, right? So that's what's going on with this particular title.
And it's a simple thumbnail too.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there you are. Look at that. Boom.
Right. So let me jump in real quick. That's the video that I just watched, and I turned it off after 35 seconds. I don't know if this is how all of your videos start, but first of all, I want to say you have a great voice and
nice.
Your audio sounds fine.
Nice.
So it's not an audio problem. It's nothing with the way you say it. You're fine. But I'm 35 seconds in and I stopped it. You were still talking about what the video, like what you're going to do in the video. So I was 35 seconds of you telling me what you're going to do in the video, and you just kept kind of reframing different ways of telling me what the video is going to be about. So I would shorten that significantly. And here's how you can tell if this is working or not. Go into your audience retention, and right at the beginning of your video, you can see the graph. And everybody, you're going to have some drop. Everybody has some drop. Sometimes it's larger than others. But if you're seeing a really steep cliff at the beginning, then that is an indicator that people are clicking away. They're clicking away. If you see a really big steep cliff at the beginning, you're probably waffling too much at the beginning, and you should get right into it.
Yep.
Just a quick little introduction, boom, right into it. Or just come in guns a-blazing, telling them, giving them, you know, what they clicked for. Those are things that I would test. But again, that was just one video, 35. Yeah, she said, yes, it plunges. Right, so use your data there. Use your data and say, okay, it's plunging here. That's telling you that people are losing interest right away. And I can tell you it's not because of your voice and it's not because of your microphone, at least not on that video. It's because of you're taking way too long to get into the meat of the video, number one. And number two, you can experiment with different ways to what's called the hook. It's what you say at the beginning to pull them in. You're working on a hook, but it's way too long. So I would experiment with different ways to bring in your video until you can start noticing little reductions in that graph that you see taking a plunge right now. Just start looking, okay, I changed this and it's not plunging so hard now. Okay, let me keep working on it. You can think of it like a Rubik's Cube, right? You have to keep experimenting and trying to find it. And to trial and error, you have a ton of videos. So what I want you to do moving forward is start focusing on that first 30 seconds really hard. And when you can get that plunge not so deep, then you can kind of come back and do what he was talking about with making sure your packaging is polished. Because I think in addition to, and I want to say this, I don't think your thumbnails are bad. I don't think a lot of your ideas are generally bad. I think a little bit of reframing, a little bit of polishing on the packaging, and then focus on that first 30 seconds.
So there's some other things too, and Amy Johnson touched on this also in the chat, is, you know, here you're talking about coaching, right? So you're leaning into coaches here. And then you have, you know, how doing faceless work as a coach. So you're also reaching coaches here. Here, you know, 3 things to do when you spot 3 signs it's time to quit your job. So here you're reaching people that are working jobs. Here, you know, turn your corporate skills into income. And, you know, like these videos here don't have anything to do with coaching, but then you have this video here and this video here, just out of these top, you know, this top grid that do have something to do with coaching, right? So also just getting clear on who it is that you're serving with this content is also going to be beneficial for you, because right now, you know, it looks like you're mixing up who it is that you're serving versus, hey, I have an entire, my YouTube channel helps coaches, you know, level up their income or whatever your value proposition is. You know, that, or, you know, I help people that are, you know, tired of the rat race escape and do their own thing, or, you know, whatever your value prop is there. But just getting clear on that side of things can also be beneficial when it comes to your content. Another thing is when you're doing that sort of thing, like in this one too, you have lacking confidence up here. And you have, if you're wanting to feel ready, watch this. So it's not clear, right? You're lacking clarity.
She said, I'm not specifically going after coaches. It's people fed up with corporate.
Yeah, then in that case, I wouldn't have conversations on the benefit of coaching per se, and I wouldn't talk about does Faceless work as a coach, right? So make sure that everything is clear, that it's about people that are leaving the rat race. That comes from your video topics, that comes to how you're packaging things, even down to the text that you're using in your thumbnails. And like here, like I was talking about in the lacking confidence video, this is not clear at all, because you have lacking confidence, and if you're waiting to feel ready, watch this. Like who, right? Is this if you're wanting to feel ready to start a YouTube channel, if you're wanting to feel ready to start exercising, to start a side hustle, like who is this talking to, right? So there's something, I call it an audience identifier, and that's simply where you just make it clear from the outside who the content is for. So you see that in my niche a lot, where, you know, we'll target YouTubers specifically. Even in my thumbnail for this live stream, I say creators only, right? And the whole thing there is that, and I have the big YouTube logo. So with that, the whole thing is just helping content creators be able to identify that this is about something that they care about. And since in other videos, you know, when I mention YouTubers in the title, or new YouTubers or small YouTubers, you know, those are the groups that I'm wanting to respond to those videos. So because of that, I literally call them out. Same thing comes with like finance channels and exercise channels. That's why you see people that do like, you know, finance over 50 and, fitness, over 40, you know, stuff like that is they're calling their audience out. They're using that audience identifier to help the people that they're trying to reach know that the content's for them. So in your case, when you're putting your content together, thinking about it through the lens of like, okay, how can I, in a clear way that isn't too messy in terms of, I'm not literally trying to write a whole, you know, novel here in my title and my thumbnail, but, you know, in a way that's nice and clean, how can I help people that I'm trying to reach, people that are stuck in the corporate world and trying to get out? How can I help? How can I communicate to those people that this video is about them? Sometimes you'll need the audience identifier. Sometimes just the topic itself is going to carry the weight, but that topic needs the clarity so that they know that it's for them, right? So those are the things that I'd work on right now, in addition to what Dee mentioned.
She said, I worked on my thumbnails. You told me about them some months ago. Yeah, they look better than when you started. When he scrolled, your older thumbnails didn't look as good. They don't look as good as what you're doing now. But keep tightening them up.
So,
Super Chat.
The Proactive Parent says, should education channels have a separate channel for shorts? Does having shorts outnumber my longs, end up hurting my long form videos? So as long as your education videos that are long form on your channel are targeting the same type of viewer that your shorts are targeting, then you're completely good to go. If you, on one side, if you're offering a certain, type of education for your long form content, but then you're doing something completely different for your shorts, that's where you would move the shorts over into another channel. But as long as they are, targeted towards the same type of viewer, then in that case, you're good to have shorts on the same channel as long form content. And in terms of your number of shorts outnumbering your long form videos, that does not negatively impact your long form content. At least not that I've found. It doesn't impact your long form content. Next up on the list, we have Melinda Elliott. What's up, Melinda? Does daily content, entertainment content. The goal of the channel is to make money. Question is, I see in my studio I can beta test creator music. Can you tell me the pros and cons? So when it comes to YouTube music, I don't recommend that people use, you can use YouTube's music, but I would just be very mindful about the choices that you're making around YouTube music, because the way that everything's structured, they have all these weird licensing things that you can get into, and some of those licenses are temporary and things like that. So their music side of YouTube is pretty complicated. I have a video, and I'll drop it in the chat here if I can find it quickly, but I have a video on my channel when they first dropped that. Let's see here. YouTube. Oops. YouTube Music. Nick Nimmin. So let's see here. Oh, oops. Creator Music. See if it pops up here. There we go. Yeah, so when this first came out, I streamed this like 3 years ago. And when this first came out...
Are you showing something?
Yeah. There's a bunch of, red flags on this one. And, because of that, I would definitely spend time watching that video. It's a little bit long. It's like 30 minutes. But listen to it in the background or something, and it just goes into, some of the things that people don't... if you're not looking into the information, then you might not, run into the information that I share in that video. So definitely make sure you watch that video.
I'm not a fan of how YouTube rolled that out.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, it was a long time ago, so it doesn't matter now, but yeah.
I love that they have the free area for the free music. I think that's fantastic. But the part where they're having people pay
the license
and the
licensing
stuff, it's so confusing. And no matter how you try to look at it and dissect it, it's like I understand it, and it's still confusing. And then the licenses, some of them expire. Yeah. So you have to keep renewing it. That's insane.
So K&J Lumber says, do you put a claim on the songs we use from Creator Mix? No.
No.
So the whole thing with Creator Mix is that it is free for you to use without having to worry about any of that stuff. So that's the whole thing there. And for those of you that don't know what Creator Mix is, it's a free music service that we made for content creators. Probably use this one. It's a little bit bigger there so you can see it, even though it covers up D. But yeah, right here, just creatormix.com. So it's a small library. However, it's a library of free music that you can use without having to worry about copyright headaches and stuff.
If you get a claim, you can go to the footer of the website, creatormix.com. We have our license that you can download. It's a PDF. You can download that and submit it when you dispute the claim and attach that license. Yep. Because sometimes the Content ID system makes mistakes. Sometimes people issue false claims. The Content ID system's a nightmare.
So next up, we've got Courageous Painting. Courageous Painting. What do you think this one's about?
Bob Ross, but with the enthusiasm of a Viking.
Okay. It's good. It's an art channel.
Okay.
So we're almost there. Okay. The question is, have you seen any downsides to using the new collab feature on YouTube? No. Yeah, nothing that I've seen. No. No issues there on the collab feature. Next up, we have Shanna Makes It is the next channel. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do craft card making channel. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. And the question is remixing videos I do for other channels allowed, and what do I need to be careful about? It depends on your agreement with those other channels. So if you are making videos for another YouTube channel and they're paying you for it, or you're doing some type of other exchange, then in that case, you're probably giving that to them with some type of, rights attached to it. In that case, you may or may not have, the right to use it in that way. Yeah. Whereas if it's like buddies and stuff and you're making videos together, as long as you both agree that it's fine, then in that case, you're okay. But if you really wanted to make sure, then in that case, even doing that stuff, technically, if you're going to be chopping it up and repurposing it and things like that, it might show up in their copyright area of their YouTube channel once they get that. And if that happens and they see it, or if somebody that works for them sees it, when you guys get to that level, if you're not already, then when whoever's in there looking at it, if they see that, they might just, take it down just because that's what they do when they see those in there. So you can run into issues like that as well. But in terms of remixing, like if you're in there and you're using YouTube's remix feature, then you can use that remix feature on any video that allows it. So with that, you can do literally any channel on YouTube or any video on YouTube as long as they have that remix option turned on. So if you're downloading it and then chopping it up in something like Opus Clip, only do that if you have the rights to it. But if you are using the remix feature on YouTube, then you can use that on any video that has the permissions turned on for people to be able to do that.
So Own Your Wings just came back and said, so I watched one of my videos and I didn't really get into the how-to for 3 minutes. Thank you both. Yeah, that was my initial thought when I looked at your channel, and I thought, your ideas are generally good. The thumbnails are getting better. Your first 30 seconds is probably just annihilating you on that one. So listen, it's hard. I don't care where you're at on the creator journey, how many videos you've made. Every single one of us struggles with that first 30 seconds, first minute. You know, like everybody's going to have a drop. You're not going to make a video. Well, most of you are not going to make a video where you don't have a drop. It's natural to have a drop, but the goal is to reduce that drop as much as possible.
Yep.
And it's hard.
Yep.
It's hard. And sometimes you think you have it figured out, and you're like, okay, this was great. It sounds so much better, and then it didn't even move the needle at all.
Yep.
And it's frustrating. But you know where to look now. You know what to focus on.
Hey, really quick, the Wash and Go chick. Yeah, you're good. You can go ahead and add your question in there. Yeah, so right now, we just have a few left. So if you get your question in there, now we should be able to get to it.
Yeah.
Depending on what these next two questions are, we should be able to get to it. But even then, we probably still will. So next up, we've got Crazy Maze Stash. Crazy Maze Stash, they do bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for a year or more. The type of channel is my journey of unboxing and the sale of the Inherited Hoard.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting. What do you think this is about? What's the Inherited Hoard? What is that?
I don't know. No, but it sounds to me like they inherited something. Like they inherited a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Right? Maybe they inherited a bunch of stuff from a hoarder.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
That could be really interesting. Imagine, if you will, you inherited a house full of values, but they're a hoarder. And they have like storage units and it's just packed
full of stuff.
Ceiling. Like that's a really interesting channel.
Yeah, would be.
And then maybe you help people, teach them how to like declutter their hoarding. You know, I don't know.
So the goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I'm not sure yet, it says, I'm trying to do more shorts with Opus Clip. Is there any other advice you have to get my channel out there and have more people on my live sales so I can get rid of my hoarder family storages? You nailed it. Look at that. Woo. So yeah. Hold on, let me look at your channel and see what it is that you are, doing here.
Crazy Maze Stash says, I have 4 storage units. My mom was a hoarder. Wow.
I thought that was going to go another direction for a second. So let's see here. So let's pull this up. And let's see here.
4 storage units.
That's wild.
Wow.
Okay. So D, go. Do you need me to read the question again real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the question is...
4 storage units.
I'm trying to do more shorts with Opus Clip. Is there any other advice to get my channel out there to have more people in my live sales? So here, trying to get more people into their live sales.
Hold on here. I'm just taking an overview. Okay. Let me say this. At a glance, because this is about... I'm assuming you are selling all of the things out of the storage unit, right? All the things that your mom was hoarding. At a glance here, I don't get... Okay, let's talk about this for a second, because this is a bigger conversation. What's the purpose? Is the purpose here that you're selling items, or is the purpose that you are trying to bring attention to the fact that you are selling items that someone was hoarding? I think if you're just trying to sell items, then I would put sole focus on the items that you're trying to sell. Like if I'm looking at you in the thumbnail, it looks like you're just letting it take screenshots, like automatic screenshots maybe is what it looks like is happening. I would actually take photos with your phone, make sure it's nice and lit next to a window or take it outside. I would take nice, clear, crisp shots of every item that you're trying to sell. That's what I would do.
Yes.
Because if that's the goal, is to bring people to your sales, then you need to get the items on there. Think of it like if you were flipping through a catalog or something like that, or Amazon even, right? You're looking at those particular items. That should be I would make that the focus of every single thumbnail that you have.
Yeah. So the approach that I would take with this is I would make content that would share with people. Like if you are getting these, like a bunch of these things, and you're getting these on a regular basis, like if it's only 4 storage bins, then in that case, this whole theme isn't going to live very long on the channel.
Yeah.
However, if you are going to continually be getting, stuff like this out of storage bins and trying to sell it, then in that case, I would make content that would be more interesting for that. So, for example, instead of, what's in storage, let's take a look part 1, to where it's just a screenshot of a thumbnail. 1, I would shoot this video in landscape format.
Yeah.
Number 2 is on the thumbnail itself, I would make the whole thing about, like, what am I going to find in this, storage thing. So you have what's in storage. Let's take a look. But, you're not going to believe what I found in this storage unit. Or this storage unit is worth more than I thought. Or, something like that. And the whole idea there is that you're trying to make the packaging more compelling when it shows up on home pages and suggested videos. So that when somebody sees this, they're like, oh, I've seen, TV shows, or I've seen TikTok videos or YouTube shorts or whatever about people going to storage bins. Let's see what this person's doing. So, and then, for them to click in and watch it that way. Because right now, one of the things that are working against you is you have these types of shots here that are just screen grabs, and it looks like these might be from your live streams, to where it's not really positioned as like real content, right? So because of that, I would definitely make videos for the purpose of bringing attention to the channel, and then also do your live streams as a part of that.
So you're saying, just so I understand your angle, because I think I agree with this. So you're saying instead of focusing around, here's the products that I'm selling, focus the videos around the curiosity of what's in the storage.
Yeah.
Right? So
here,
instead of I have this item for sale, it's I have another storage unit, I have these other boxes. You're not going to believe what's in the box.
Yeah.
So you're adding that curiosity element, and the items that I have in the box just happen to be for sale.
Right.
So build it around curiosity.
Yes. So basically make entertainment content around the storage stuff.
Right.
And then in that content, let people know that she sells it on live stream, so that if they are interested in anything, they can go there for that. And if she's doing that on a regular basis, and I don't know if she is,
good, okay.
Then if she's doing it on a regular basis, then in that case, she's making video content for the purpose of bait and essentially marketing, but it's entertainment content that spreads awareness about the live streams and gets people involved. And then when she does the live streams, then she'll have an audience that will come and participate because she's
curious.
Because she's been, been building them up through the entertainment content that she's making.
And at that point,
there's a lot of work involved there, just as a heads up, but that's a solid way to, create content for the purpose of bringing attention to your channel, versus I'm live streaming and then I'm just trying to figure out how to get people to the live stream, which you can do that too. But I think creating the content around the experience that you're having, finding this stuff, and then
the hunt.
Yeah, the hunt.
The hunt.
Essentially. And like these are the things that I found. I would definitely take that approach. But again, it's work. If you're just wanting to do the 2 live streams per week and that's all you're doing in your channel, then in that case, like repurposing the content and, out of the views that you're getting, I would still make custom thumbnails for these. I wouldn't be using the screen grabs. I would still make custom thumbnails, and I just wouldn't expect a ton from the video content itself, because it wasn't created for the purpose of a video first experience, right? So because of that, it can be challenging there.
And so you could go and because there's a whole niche around
storage finds.
Around storage finds.
Around storage finds, people like investing. Like I spent,
I spent
$3,000 on this storage unit.
Right.
Let's see what I found. Let's see what's inside.
Right. So your story is, what you already have is, I have 4 storage units.
And she found shrunken heads. Like a shrunken head in a thumbnail, like I found this in storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a nice, good photo of that. Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
How much can I get for this shrunken head I found in a storage unit?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're adding the whole curiosity element around it. You have the stories there, right? You have 4 storage units. You have tons of stuff to go through. And at that point, it becomes a numbers game. So instead of, I have this product for sale, And the only people who are even going to click into that is people who might be interested in that product. Instead, you're going for numbers. You're looking for larger numbers for people who are interested in the hunt. What did you find? What is this thing that you find? And then out of that larger number set, a percentage of them might want to buy it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Whoa.
It was your almond bag.
Did you hear that?
It was your almonds.
Landed perfectly.
I know, I saw it. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a cat.
Yeah.
So next up on the
good.
list.
I liked walking through that one. That's a good one. Yeah.
So next up, we have the Red Lens. The Red Lens uploads 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do advice content. The goal of the channel is to teach others.
Hold on really quick. We all just kind of glazed over the fact that she found shrunken heads.
I know, right?
You just kind of...
It's just like a little touch of like, hey, shrunken heads.
Yeah, you just casually brought it up and we just moved on. And it just kind of like washed over me.
Yeah.
Shrunken heads.
Yeah.
Crazy May, can you kind of let us know in the chat how that panned out?
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to go to sleep tonight without knowing what happened with the shrunken heads. I need to know. I need to know. That's wild.
So let's see here. So yeah, so this next channel is the Red Lens. It's based on red pill practices. The question is, it's been a while since I produced and uploaded content. Should I make a new channel or just continue using up-to-date practices for making shorts and videos? So hold on, I just want to see what it is that you're doing.
May really says, quick. I just found them a few weeks ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Even know what I would Shrunken heads, yeah.
I can't even like open in a box or open like a big container.
I'd be worried that I was cursed or something. I'd be like, oh, this is how I've seen movies start like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you've taken that break, oh yeah, there's, yeah, okay. So yeah, if you're taking that break, as long as the content that you're going to be publishing on the channel is, still for, that group that you're trying to reach, then in that case, yeah, just keep going on the same channel.
Storage units. Man, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And I thought I had a lot in here. I have a lot of containers in here.
Tina Hart, Beautiful Journey. Uploads 1 time per week or more. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do mature beauty, lifestyle, and purpose content. The main goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I had a video go viral in September, and I've been struggling since. YouTube seems to have pegged me as a hair channel, which I don't want to be. Now they're showing my videos to the wrong people, killing my CTR, leading to fewer impressions and fewer videos. How to get out of this spiral? I don't want to desist the video, delete the video, I think is what they're saying there. That's the only thing making money. So...
They have a wrong video making money?
Yeah, so this right here, just for everybody that's watching, this is the part, right? About, like, you always hear us talking about making sure that, your channel's built for a specific type of viewer. This is why. Because when you're putting up, random content, then you find yourself in a position like this to where she does not want to be, a hair channel, but that's the only stuff that people are responding to on the channel, right? Because it went viral and a lot of people, enjoyed that video. And because of that, YouTube's like, yeah, 2.6 million people enjoyed that video, and because of that, YouTube's like, hey, these people, like this from you. And not just YouTube saying that, but YouTube is showing her additional content to them, and they're just not responding to it because, that's not everything it is that she's doing. So yeah, so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to ride this out when it comes to that video. You don't have to delete the video, but that video is probably going to still, because it was a very high-performing video, so it's probably going to still continue to get views for a while, so it's going to be working against you. So because of that, I know you don't want to become a hair channel, but for the sake of getting yourself in front of, people and supporting that viewership, because you're doing beauty already, right? You're talking about makeup. So if you're talking about makeup, having the hair content as like one of the buckets of content that you put on your channel is something that I would consider if you're, up for that. It doesn't mean that every video has to be there, but just as you're uploading content, you're like, hey, I'm going to upload, these videos over the next 90 days or this many videos over the next 90 days. And out of those videos, I want, X amount of these videos to be hair videos so that I can serve that audience that came in on that video. And then for the other content, then you're basically going to use that, that content to, introduce more people to you if people continue to respond well to that hair content. But this is one of those things where when you are, putting up a bunch of different type of content, when you do have something that does exceptional like that, then continuing to pull that thread and being like, hey, I should follow this up with another hair video and then another one with a hair video, and then start, slowly branching back out of that again to where it's like, okay, I've got this hair video, and then now maybe let's talk about something that is, kind of, adjacent to hair, right? To where those people might still enjoy that video. And then, using that hair is just kind of something you can always pull that lever to, to spike viewership. But if you don't want to be that type of channel, then that's fine. But what you're going to have to do is keep riding that out if you're not going to, modify the video in any way, meaning you're not going to take it down or unlist it or anything. And I wouldn't do that, especially if it's generating revenue from the channel. But one thing that I would, just accept is that right now, if that channel's bringing in the viewership and those people are interested in that, a couple things that I would do is I would use your community feed right now and ask them some questions about, what it is that they want from you. So for example, do you want more hair videos? Do you want more makeup videos? Do you want more, what are some of these other ones that you're doing? You don't have to completely change your life in 30 days. Yeah. Or do you want more like motivational videos, right? And just see, just start, kind of asking people what it is that they, are wanting as you're continuing to keep moving forward with publishing content. But there is something that I would do with that video though, is for the one that did well, is I would go, and this might be because of the person, right? Because you said that you did their butterfly cut, at home and that you were terrified. But there's things that you can learn from this video that did well. So for example, like when you're looking at this video that did well, I would analyze every aspect of this because yes, the topic matters, but also how you put the video together matters also. So I would look at, okay, how was I addressing people when they first came in? Did I have music playing? Yes or no? Was I, on camera like you are, here in this one? I see you're on camera when it first starts. Like what exactly was the viewer experiencing as they came into this video? And then start comparing it against some of your other videos and see, okay, am I doing something similar? And do people respond in a similar way? And then just keep kind of rinsing and repeating that when you're comparing the videos against each other. But yeah, you're in a funny position right now because you did have something that took off, and following that would typically be the move. But because you don't want to do the hair stuff, it does make things challenging. So if you had other things in that video, branding related things that people could connect to where they want to come and hang out because it's you, then in that case that can make those types of events not as negative towards the rest of the content on the channel. But because but if you didn't have that because people aren't responding as well to this newer stuff, then in that case you're going to have to really analyze that particular video and just keep trying to make these current videos that you're doing better. But I can tell you right now from looking at this, and let me just pull it up for you. So right now, like looking at this, you also have some issues here because you are serving people, over 50, but you're doing beauty style and you're doing purpose. And when you had that video take off of the beauty related things, then I would at least stay in the lane of doing beauty-related things for now until you get people responding to you at a higher level where they want to also come in and hear the purpose stuff. And the reason for that is because if they come in for the hair stuff, then it's likely that they might be interested in the beauty stuff, and then you can use those two things as bait to get them coming back as they get to know you better, right? But then when it comes to this, like the problem, and I've mentioned this a few times during the stream today, the problem with stuff like this, right? You don't have to completely change your life in 30 days. This right here is going to be a different crowd that's going to watch this video that might not care about any of these other videos about, the mature skin, about viral makeup, about, this, testing the Maybelline. These people aren't going to care about that, right? So because of that, you are, with all these videos that you're publishing, you're putting yourself in a similar situation where if one of these take off, then you might end up in a similar situation where that might not be the direction that you want to go in. But at a deeper level, the person that watches this video, they're not as likely to watch, these videos here. And the people that watch these videos are not as likely to watch this video. So because of that, you're just creating this challenging situation for yourself. Same thing here, calm week at home, life lately. these types of things where you're just creating this environment to where you're making it more challenging just based on not having a clear focus and target for your content. And what I mean by that is when you're publishing videos to YouTube, when you're doing it randomly, you end up in a situation like you're in where you have something do well and you're like, oh, wait, that's not what I want to build my channel around, and that's not the videos that I want to make. So because of that, thinking about it through the lens of, and we're just going to use your current situation for this, but thinking about it through the lens of, for every video on my channel, if I publish that video and it goes viral like that hair video did, would I be fine continuing to, grow the channel around that? And making sure the answer is yes. But zooming out and first saying, okay, so out of the videos that I'm wanting to make for my channel, who am I actually making all this stuff for? People that are interested in what exactly? And don't say this, and this. Instead, like, what's the thing that these people are interested in, and what's the problems that you can help them solve? And then from there, when you're coming up with video ideas, start running them through the filter of, is this video that I'm wanting to make, is this going to be a great fit for that audience that I'm trying to serve, and help them solve those problems that they're trying to solve? If the answer is yes, then it's great for the channel. If the answer is no, then in that case, I wouldn't put it there. So because of that, yeah, I think getting clear on your channel in terms of who it is that you're targeting could make a big difference for what it is that you're doing. And right now, it's not going to fix the viral problem that you had. It's funny calling viral a problem, but it's not going to fix that problem. However, getting everything targeted now as you're moving forward will help you kind of steer the boat in the right direction that you're wanting to go. Because yes, you can, add these additional topics, and some will just not do as well and things like that. But right now, while you're in this, we'll just call it a recovery period while you're dealing with this right now, I would definitely make sure that you are super clear on the direction that you do want to take it, so that every video that you publish on the channel right now is going to be a good fit for sending you in that direction, meaning the type of content that you want to make that will help you achieve the goals that you have for your channel and the reasons that you're doing YouTube for the people that you're trying to serve with the content. So that would be the approach to take there.
The viral problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, right?
Yep. No, it's good. I mean, it's cool because, now, she at least has some data on the channel in terms of like, okay, this is something that did like exceptional.
Yeah.
So since it did exceptional, like now, like, what did I do in this video? Like, why do I think this did so well?
Study it.
Yeah, it's great. So next up on the list, we've got the Wash and Go Chick. Wash and Go Chick has been making videos for a year or more. The type of channel is life as a woman over 40, living well with limits, slow travel, pacing with chronic illness, and calm company and lifestyle. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what I like. And the question is, pivoted from hair to life over 40 with limits. Oh, this is funny. It's like the similar to the channel that we just had. Pivoted from hair to life over 40 with limits. Average view duration is okay. Impressions low. Any tips on thumbnails, hooks, and raising views with low energy? So let's see what it is that you got going on here.
Raising views with low energy.
Yep. Okay, Melody, let's see what you got going on. Retired physician, you're Denmark confident, calm company for energy limited days. Okay.
What are we doing here?
The post-vacation crash no one talks about, chronic illness reality. Too tired for adventure, my Grand Canary week, women over 40. Calm body, double, hair, toes, laundry with me. Okay. So right now you're in a similar situation as the channel that we just looked at in terms of you not having a clear focus for who it is that you're serving with your content. So you mentioned here that this is, for chronic illness. Here, no mention of any of that. Over here, pack with me for 1 week, calm packing vlog, same thing over here. Yeah, so here you're packing, here you're doing your hair and toes and laundry. Here you are taking a trip somewhere, and then here you are just talking about, your feelings after your vacation. So the issue that you have right now is there just isn't like a clear value that you're offering here. So when it comes to YouTube, one of the things that, that you have people do when it comes to getting clarity on their channels is you have them, put together a value proposition for the channel. You have them understand what it is that they're trying to offer from the YouTube channel, right? You have them figure out the positioning for their channel, meaning like what is it exactly that you are offering here on your channel, so that you can make sure any video that you publish on the channel is offering that, or it has something to do with that, right? So when it comes to this right now, you have value and different value that you're offering, in the videos. Like, just sharing your story is value. But when it comes to what people see from the outside that don't know you, there isn't any type of, clear messaging here in terms of what's actually being offered. So because of that, you're mixing up a lot of different types of content on here. And what you're wanting already is you're wanting people to respond to the content, because you're making it, versus the other way, which is I'm going to make this for an audience that I'm trying to grow, right? For a particular type of viewer that I'm trying to connect with. And if you make that change, then what can happen is you say, okay, now that I know who I'm trying to reach with this content, and I know the value that I'm trying to deliver with this content, you can make sure that every video that you publish does that. And that still gives you creative freedom to do maybe not everything that you're doing now, but a lot of it. So for example, if what you're trying to do is give encouragement for people that have, a chronic illness that causes low energy, whatever name that is for that illness, then in that case, making it to where it's, how to pack for a trip when you have XYZ, how to, get yourself ready when you have XYZ. Dealing with, the vacation crash, when you are, when you have, XYZ. Like
you're talking about targeting people who have similar
similar
right.
issues. And then that way, what it is it starts making that value more clear from the outside. So then when people see it, it's like, oh, okay, it's not a calm body, double hair, toes, and laundry with me. It is, there's like a clear thing here that if I watch this video, I might, get some type of clear benefit there. So yeah, I would work on that side of things for your channel and just get clear on what it is that you're offering. And really, when it comes to this, like, it sounds like a lot, but if you just break it down and you're like, okay, what is it that I'm really trying to do here? And you answer that question, then that by itself can start the thread that you can pull to, really start to figure out, what it is that you're trying to do with your YouTube channel. But start with that. Like, what is it I'm actually trying to do here? And then if that's what I'm trying to do, and these are the people that I'm trying to serve, then what videos are going to be the best fit for the, for the value that I'm trying to provide, the goals I'm trying to achieve, and for the people that I'm trying to serve, right? So yeah, do those things. So next up on the list, we've got... So we've got Elliot the Juggler. Elliot the Juggler.
Can I guess what his channel is?
Yeah, go. What do you think it is, D?
Circus Clown. He's a juggler. He's a juggler.
Not sure.
He's a juggler, and he has a channel teaching people how to juggle.
Yeah, maybe. We're about to find out.
Let's see.
So they do entertainment content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they like are they even a juggler?
Not sure. So the goal of the channel is to make money, and the question is, what can I do to make my channel better? So let's take a look.
The Wash and Go chick says, "Thank you. Back to the drawing board."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just keep in mind, like what you're, for the Wash and Go chick, like what you're doing is, it's normal. Like, content creators, like at scale, like what you're doing right now, and like trying to solve that problem and just getting clarity on like, what is it I'm trying to do and who is it that I'm doing it for? Yeah. Like those questions, like a lot of content creators never ask that, and then they, never get anywhere with their channels. But when you can start defining those things and answering those questions, then it makes everything that you do easier, because then you just have to run it through a filter of, is this a good fit for them? Yes. Is this going to help me achieve whatever it is I'm trying to achieve? Yes. Perfect. Let's publish it. Let's publish it to the channel. So it just makes everything it is that you're doing easier, from the videos that you make to how you talk to your viewers, to the brand deals that you do once you get there, to the things that you bring attention to and spread awareness about on your channel, like everything. It makes everything easier. To the imagery that you focus on in your thumbnails, like all of it. It makes everything easier.
A North Star.
Yep. They do have a juggling channel, D.
Okay.
Yep. They do have a juggling channel. Okay. So here we go.
Here we go. I need
D,
to see
they want to know what they can do to make their channel better.
Wow, look at those balls.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, first of all, if your channel is about juggling, I want to see something juggling in every single video here. So juggling the back road. So you're doing an entire, okay. Hold on. 20 minutes of lo-fi Halloween music with LED juggling. the craziest juggling on skis. That's actually impressive. So I would make sure visually that I see something being juggled in every thumbnail. That's the first thing that I would do. And I would make sure that all of my titles, so you're doing like this daily vlog, it seems. So juggling the back road, day 21, juggling the back road, day 20. Unless somebody already knows you, that doesn't really mean anything to anyone. So I would really think through my titling on that, about what you're actually doing in each video. Just juggling on the back road. Like if you see the one that says almost home, for example, right? If that landed on my YouTube homepage, I open up YouTube and there's almost home juggling on the back road, day 21. Unless I knew who you are, that says absolutely nothing to me. But the craziest juggling on skis, I know exactly what that is. I know exactly what 20 minutes of lo-fi Halloween music with LED juggling is. Even though that's a bit wordy, the imagery of your balls got my attention. It just got real.
It's funny that you giggled when you said that. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That was the first time.
Yeah, it just comes out like, when you say it out loud, it sounds
the
funny.
Imagery of your balls got my attention.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
It just got real. It did just get real for a second.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in on
welcome
this.
To Elliot the Juggler update version. Okay, the title on that one really doesn't say anything, but the imagery is there. So I think you have juggling is cool. Juggling is cool. So make sure that you always have imagery in here and just work your titles, man. To where if it lands in front of somebody who might be interested in juggling, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just reading a comment. It just made me think of something. Yeah.
Make sure that we can easily identify what it's about. Don't fall, right? There's nothing to do with juggling in there. So.
Yeah, so if D passes before me, Chantel, I'm going to put that on his gravestone.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm afraid
so next up on the
I'm afraid to go to the chat right now.
Next up on the list here, we have, let's see. Okay, so that was Elliot the Juggler. So next up on the list, we have Quiz Pulse. Quiz Pulse uploads one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I'm trying to break through thousands of views per video. How should I go about it? Okay, let's see what it is that you're doing.
Yes, context is everything, Tish.
It is. Okay, guess the logo. Disney or fake.
We can't see it, just so you know.
Yeah, so the very first thing that I would do, and you're already doing this to an extent, is you have guessed the brand by the emojis. Here you're talking about SpongeBob or this one over here. So one is when it comes to your thumbnails, like don't worry about Disney or not, just like fill up the thumbnail with these, with this. And also you have here, like if this is going to be some type of, quiz, if this is the answer, and I'm not sure if it is or not, but I'm going to guess it is, then right here you're already giving away the answer to this quiz before people click into it. But fill the frame with the thing that is going to matter to viewers here in this case. But what you're already doing up here anyway, in terms of talking about things that people are interested in at scale, right? Talking about popular things, doing your quizzes around popular things is definitely one way that you can bring attention to some of this. Here you have Ramadan do's and don'ts. Are you fasting correctly? Things like that. As a part of this, I would also think about who it is that you're doing quizzes for. So, for example, here, Disney movies versus branding, right? These are probably two completely different audiences that would be interested in this. Also, with the Ramadan, right? So these are different types of viewers that would be interested in these different types of quizzes. So also in your case too, when you dial it in around the audience that you're trying to serve, then that can also be beneficial here to make sure that all the quizzes that you're putting out are in alignment. So here, for example, you have Guess the YouTuber, right? So in that case, if you are reaching people that are fans of YouTubers here, like super fans that would want to take a test like this, then in that case, continuing a theme of, a bunch of different quizzes about guessing YouTubers. And then you have your whole channel that's just like, stuff about guessing different stuff about different YouTubers. And then that makes it instantly, interesting at scale for people that are interested in YouTubers. If it's something about, emojis, then in that case, making it about that. But the idea is just to, one, just pick some consistent themes that you can run with. And 2, make sure that you are doing quizzes and comparisons around things that are really popular. And then, of course, the video content's going to have to be, good and interesting too, in terms of whatever it is that you're doing in the video for the quizzes. But with that, let me see if you've had anything popular yet. Yeah, so here you've got some stuff that you've done recently that's done okay for this one. So I would also go in and just look from a structural standpoint what you were doing with this video that you did 2 months ago that people enjoyed. Right? Just look from a structural standpoint. And what I mean by that is when you first started this video, what was happening? What was the viewer experiencing when you first started this video? So first 10 seconds, what were they experiencing? First 15 seconds, what were they experiencing? First 20 seconds. And how does that compare? And you do that, rinse and repeat. And then how does that compare here? And then for this, since this was a winning combination in terms of how people responded to this, at least a starting point, right? Then in that case, whatever structure is behind this video, I would do something similar if you're not already. I would do the same structure for this, so you can also start to put out a repeatable format that people can count on. So as people that like to take these quizzes, because you have 1.7 thousand subscribers, so for the people that like to take these quizzes from you, so that they can have that nice familiar structure that they can lean on here. Okay. Next up, we have Brat6 1881. They do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is how to generate more views and get monetized. So when it comes to getting monetized on YouTube, that you got to hit the requirements and all of that stuff. But I think that part of the reason that they, they have the requirements for monetization is because, it makes people have to learn some things before they can become a partner. And like, for example, I see that you're doing, like you're uploading photos here, it looks like, to this. Hold on, let me check before I pull this up here. Yeah, so you have a video where you're just uploading like photos from Pinterest, right? So yeah, for this,
are they doing like a voiceover while they're showing?
Possibly, yeah. Let me go down to their thing here. So the very first thing that I would recommend here is just based on what it is that I'm seeing, and it's not. It's all music too. Heat, music, heat. Hey, wow, music. Yeah. So you're just uploading photos with music. So step number 1 in your case is you got to learn how to make content. So start making some original videos. Or doing voiceovers on your images that you're putting up or something like that. But step number 1 is go through the process of learning how to make content. And what I mean by that is right now, just because you haven't done this before. So right now in your mind, you're like, hey, I'm making videos. I'm putting these photos together, putting some music on there. I got it, right? But what I recommend that you do is just start looking at other channels on YouTube and saying like, okay, for the channels that are doing well on YouTube, like what types of things are they doing? And then start learning how to do some of those things in terms of, the thumbnails, titles, making, video content, all of that. And start there, because right now, the way that some of that content is presented, it looks like you're just putting slideshows together. And right now in the modern YouTube, that is not something that you want to do. And the reason for that is because all of that can be automated really easy through AI. And YouTube is on a tirade right now about making sure that they're taking down what they call low effort content. So if they think it's AI generated, mass produced, and low effort, then in that case, they might just remove the content if they think that it is AI generated. And what you're doing is something that I could probably make an app to do in terms of the content that you're making for that. I could probably make an app to do that same content within, probably within, like an hour. So because of that, I would go through the process of learning how to make videos. And hang in there. You got this. Like everybody, starts in different places. So if you're wanting to make content, where you're at it's okay. But you need to, step it up, right? You need to step it up and learn how to make content, because YouTube is competitive. It's a platform, and the people that can publish content that gets a response at a competitive rate compared to other videos on YouTube, those are the channels that get views. So if you want to get views and grow the channel, then in that case you have to learn how to do those things that are competitive within YouTube's system.
Everybody's had to learn this.
Everybody's had to learn it. Yeah.
Yep.
And as a part of that too, I do want to remind everybody here, if you're a content creator and you are struggling, you've hit a wall, and you're, trying to figure out, what to do. Just, keep in mind that those types of experiences are normal. There's ebbs and flows on YouTube. And if you're somebody that's just trying to get initial traction, keep in mind that YouTube is like anything else that you do. When you start a new job, when you start a new hobby, anything that you do that's new, you have to go through all kinds of different things. You got to learn all kinds of different stuff about it in order to get proficient at that thing or good at that thing. YouTube is the same way, but as a content creator, like you don't really have the people that you can lean on like you do when you're at a job, right? If you're at a job, you've got like a trainer that's looking over your shoulder and like, okay, this is what you got to do. If you're starting a new hobby, then in that case, you go and you watch a bunch of videos about it and you figure it out, but you're like into it. So because of that, you're just trying to do the thing yourself. You're not trying to get people to respond to your hobby. So when it comes to YouTube, you're having to do all of that stuff. Plus, you have to learn how to get other people to respond in a positive way. So because of that, it's challenging. And the feelings and all of that you're going through right now around those difficulties is just a normal part of the process. So just embrace that and just look at it like, okay, I'm in the learning curve. So because of that, I'm just going to embrace that learning curve and I'm going to keep moving forward and I'm going to learn how to do this. So hang in there. You got this. D?
Yep, great stream.
Great stream.
Yep.
Right after I end this, we have 2 streams happening today. So as soon as I end this is going to send you guys over to Daryl Eve's stream. He is the man when it comes to YouTube. He's got tons of gold play buttons, works with some of the largest creators on the platform. You definitely want to stick around for that. And then after his stream, Roberto Blake is also doing a live stream over on the Opus Clip channel. So, if you want to learn a lot about YouTube today, like it's wide open for you to learn tons about YouTube. So hang in there. You got this. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time.